Hi, buffering. Welcome back, Space Cadets, to the Buffering Show, where we buffer all the time.
We buffer, we buffer, we buffer. In the future, we buffer.
In front of a live studio audience at Hal's place, which is on the top floor, and so we hear the rain louder than anyone else does.
If it makes you feel better, I don't know what will. But we will do this together. We can be justice. And I don't know, like...
Yeah, Spider-Man got rebooted again.
Alright, guys. Ask me your most pressing Spider-Man question. I will do that now. What's your most pressing, dramatic, overtly dramatic jumping pose Spider-Man question? Can you answer?
It's a meteor shower, don't you know?
A meteor shower of love?
Those are like pink meteors raining down, and they like explode into hearts that are even more devastating.
Alright, I'm gonna talk to this guy.
Hey.
Wasn't that a power of like one of the characters in Dragon Ball Super?
Probably. I haven't really kept up with Dragon Ball Super that much.
Oh, okay. Like one of the... someone had like the power of love in the big like tournament of power battle, and they would just shoot like exploding hearts. And I just remember Frieza like dodging them, being like, "Ew, no, I don't like hearts."
Actually, one villain I like is actually from My Hero Academia, who has the power of love, and hers is kind of great. Anybody she loves gets a power boost. So if she loves you, you're more powerful.
That is the most anime power.
Yeah, I love it. It was used in,
So it gets a power boost because you love it?
No, basically, in My Hero Academia, if she loves someone specific, their quirk actually gets a power boost.
That's great. This is like Season 3 stuff? I haven't seen Season 3 yet.
No, it's actually recent manga stuff, so it might not even show up in Season 3. I'm not spoiling anything too much about it.
Serific Fandom asks, does Spider-Man is gay?
No. As far as I know, actually.
No. Does Bruno Mars is gay?
Sure, why not?
That is a Game Grumps joke. They found the most Englishy article about that. Solar storms. We got solar storms over here, Space Cadets.
But Spider-Man is the gayest thing ever created in the gay universe.
I don't know.
I don't know. Admittedly, it's not as gay as that one, as America and her whole baggage of backstory that I hope Marvel never references again. Because there are so many questions I have.
She's like a Latina woman.
She's not actually Latina. Dude, I'll explain America in a nutshell. She's one of those characters who... It seems like an okay idea, and then you write it.
Okay.
And then there are a lot of questions you have to ask. They're not even kidding me, and yet my spider sense is going off. It's great.
You just want to breakdance.
Annie, are you okay? Hey! Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
Spider-Man's flopping all
You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth Spider-Man.
I'll take you on.
You've been hit by, you've been struck by
Give me that back.
smooth Spider-Man.
So much for you. Heads up.
But now, in all seriousness, America comes from a universe of lesbians.
Wait, what?
So America comes from a universe of lesbians. Let's start there. That's called the Utopia parallel, where apparently everything is perfect.
I can't even.
In all seriousness, it's one of those ideas I really don't like, because one thing about Marvel I like as a universe is that everything is flawed and there's nothing perfect. So the idea of apparently of this perfect universe in the Marvel universe,
yes, it's all women all the time.
Yeah, there's not really a guy in that universe. Apparently, like they mate with two women, so like if you're a woman and a woman, you can just have a kid. I don't really like those types of universes where it's like, wait a minute, then why?
No, because it's not good fiction when you... Because you're not thinking about the organic construction of your fictional universe. You're thinking about inserting your own personal agenda into it. And so it ceases to be entertaining or plausible fiction and just becomes this, you know, obnoxious mouthpiece.
Dang it. Curse you, sign! But no...
Suspicious Spy says, America is mentioned. Marvel kills the stream.
God, America is just an awful character. But then, here's the thing. So she's from this alternate universe where, like, the USA doesn't exist in any way, shape, or form, nor do other countries. So she comes to our universe and gets adopted by a Puerto Rican family. So she's supposedly this Puerto Rican person, but she's not actually Puerto Rican. She's an alien human from another world.
Would you say that she's an illegal alien?
She kind of actually is.
Literally.
Unfortunately. America's just kind of... Here's the thing. She's been in good comics and has been written well on occasion. It's just recently, she's just kind of been awful, and I don't like reading about her. Especially with some creators are just...
I mean, it makes me sad because, like... You know, I'm one of those, like, plebs who... I go to the movies and I see, you know, the Avengers being cool for 2 hours at a time. And so, when I go to a comic shop, I want to look at that and be like, you know, I want to see the same thing on the comic book pages. And see Captain America being this selfless hero, and Iron Man being the snarky, intelligent super genius. And all that. And then you get there and, like, the comics have, like, nothing to do with what's been in the movies.
Well, that's
and I think that's what's like destroying comics right now, is that their most popular venue is at odds with their like original works.
That's one aspect about it. Some people also want to point out that like
Spider-Man goes clothes shopping.
Where is the upgrade thing? Oh my god, do I have to go up here to get it?
Upgrades, level 2.
Upgrades, level 2. You pleb.
This just reminds me. Have you ever seen Second Life?
Yeah.
It reminds me of a shop they would have there where it's like they try to make it like a real mall, but it's just like all these random billboards that you click on and like pay like fun bucks to. Linden fun bucks.
Alrighty, launch kick. Earthbreaker punch. Alrighty. So, cool.
You know, I knew it would go there at some point where we had to talk about the current state of comic books.
It kind of does.
I think we're pretty civil.
Genuinely, I like comics and comics are good, but I'll tell you the truth of the matter. There are some that are really bad. America's a particularly bad one, I would say.
Yeah, well, based on what you just told me, that. Because, like, obviously, people love Spider-Man, people love these characters, and there's a reason why they love them. And I think that the problem with a lot of more recent writers is they don't want to retain what makes those heroes so lovable. They want to try to deconstruct them, or... Oh my god, are we chasing a balloon again?
Yeah.
My balloon!
Fucking asshole kid.
Yeah, like, they just want to... You know, I mean, I guess maybe as a writer you feel pressured that you need to make your own mark in some ways, but I feel like we're going well beyond that.
How's it going?
Nah, in all seriousness, America is so bad, 4chan actually was able to get a full letter into the comic. Where they compared it to The Room.
If I could just reach.
Man, I didn't know what The Room was for a long time, and I watched the...
Go call the cops.
Super Best Friends were playing a Flash game that was a tribute to The Room, and I had to learn what it was about. That was the best way to learn what it was about too, because I think those guys are fabulous.
I learned about it from Adult Swim of all places, believe it or not. They aired it once before it got popular to make fun of it on the internet. They aired it on Adult Swim one night, and I thought it was one of their actual original productions. Because
I mean, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
I
Then
made 2
you
myself.
actually watch it.
Hal needs to channel his inner Captain Falcon.
Falcon punch.
Deliver this
That's true.
You
But
made
no, like, in all seriousness,
Johnny McJim says, I assume they were creatively bankrupt, but it turns out they be self-absorbed. I feel like when you're creatively bankrupt, it usually self-absorption is where it ends up.
in all seriousness, there's a lot of issues in comics right now. Comic book issues.
I remember seeing a really cute shirt with like a chibi Deadpool who was like leaning over a comic book box, and it was like, comics, I have issues. Yeah, no, I mean, I would love to get into some comics if I, you know, found a storyline I could get into and be like, you know, but I want to see just like the heroism. That's what I like.
And also,
You know, I don't care about like the, you know, individual like politics they want to push on this. I care about that fight with Thanos and his ideology of genocide versus the selfless superheroes who want to, you know, change the world for the better.
in general, there are some good ones. Hell, the original Infinity Gauntlet story actually is a good example of that.
I mean, like,
because
I'm a sucker for, you know, oh my god. The person got hit by a truck and then repeatedly bashed against the windshield of said truck by Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is hardcore, man.
But, yeah, I have a thing for, like, self-sacrificing heroes, and I think that goes way back to characters like Optimus Prime and such, where, like, they believe so strongly in the greater good and the cause they're fighting for that they give their lives.
One of my favorite Superman moments is actually the return of Superman after he died, where Superman goes in without any powers to try and save a city that's being taken over by a cyborg version of himself.
That is such a super manly thing to do, too.
Yeah, he like just woke up, he doesn't have powers, and he's like, alright, give me rocket boots, guns, and everything you have. I'm gonna go.
Superman asks for guns?
Because he doesn't have his powers. He has to.
That is the most 90s.
It does, but Superman never actually had issues with guns like Batman did, to be fair. So I actually have to
Really,
think,
it just seems like something he wouldn't do.
it's kind of like one of those things that desperate times call for desperate measures, and also he was fighting a guy who has his powers. It's like, well,
Cyborg Superman.
oh, well, am I going to be afraid of breaking his skin like I used to?
Yeah, no, that's true. He's also, he's a machine, therefore he's an acceptable target. One of my favorite little jokes in Transformers Prime is the, you know, Bulkhead and Miko. Bulkhead and Autobot and Miko, the little Japanese girl, are hanging out at the Autobot base, and they're watching a monster truck rally. And Ratchet looks over at the TV for 1 second and sees the monster truck crushing cars, and he's like, Bloodsport. And it's like, yeah, you know, like, to humans, to organics, machines are acceptable targets. And so, you know, you can have, like, bad guy androids that you destroy by the truckload, but you can't hurt, you know, living organic things. But to a machine life form, it's just like blood and gore.
I was trying to hang him up from that. I gotta figure out how to do that again. I can actually hang him up from the...
I was wondering what you were doing, just like hugging him gently and carrying him affectionately into the sky.
I wanted to make sure he understood our relationship.
Oh, so that's how it is.
Let's see.
Go, Spidey!
You just throw him against the pole. Sorry, couldn't figure out how to tie you up with my webbing, so I just smacked your head against the steel. Oh, whoa,
God.
whoa.
We are getting lightning.
That was close lightning strike.
Thank you, Spider-Man. No problem.
I feel
I have the power!
I'm walking here.
Yes, you're walking, and I don't care. I'm Spider-Man.
I know we were talking about this before, and I don't know if the Space Cadets have noticed, but like every time we make a He-Man joke,
Someone's car is
it becomes an episode title.
It does.
And I was like, people are gonna think that we're like massive He-Man fans. And I'm like, I've barely seen He-Man. I just find something really amusing about it.
He-Man's just genuinely amusing as a franchise, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, you know, like He-Man was before my time even.
He-Man is kind of a fascinating...
It's one of those universes that when I was like a teenager and I was kind of getting into anime and stuff, like that sort of universe would have really confused me because I'm like, it's fantasy and it has magic, but it also has technology? Impossible!
To be fair, they have a Japanese whirlwind robot in that show.
Yeah, but I remember playing like Tales of Symphonia, and that was a game where I was trying to like mentally parse out the universe because it's like at first it's like this colorful fantasy anime world, and then all of a sudden there's like, you know, magi technology in there, and I'm like, no, that can't happen. The technology can't be here. It's fantasy.
And then
I don't know why I was so hung up on it nowadays, because
nowadays
I have a much more open mind nowadays about it, where I'm just like, yeah, that's cool, that's awesome.
It kind of reminds me of freaking Scrap Princess, where the whole reveal is that all the magic up till that point has actually been ancient technology.
Princess.
Good shit, actually. Though I did spoil the main twist of the fucking goddamn show. Damn it.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Well, we were talking about that on like another episode where. I was like, I know Scrap Princess just because I looked it up and found out that the lead character designer was like this hentai artist.
Makes sense.
Pen name Mogudan.
The creator of Azumanga Daioh was a hentai artist.
They spoiled Evangelion for me because they did this like a whole bunch of artwork of like Rei Ayanami as if she were like 18 and extra thick. With like very pronounced breasts, and so I actually found that like right before Ava came on TV on Toonami, so like my view of Ava was like distorted. I feel like at first.
Your view of Ava.
I get into the show and I'm like, she doesn't look anything like the manga I saw.
with you people.
Thumbs down.
Learn to drive, you freaking idiots.
Ooh, and Spider-Man broke both his legs. Good thing as a spider he has 8 legs.
Good thing as a spider, he is a man of spider meat.
Get a job.
Man, looks like we're about to fight Electro.
Electro is bringing it down outside. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Johnny McJim says he only saw the 2000s He-Man and he liked it. You know, I watched a few episodes of that recently because I was curious, and it was really cool. I thought the art direction was fantastic.
Oh my god, we're in a bookstore. I gotta pick up my new Stephen King book. Oh god, Zombies at the Gate, my favorite.
Find the graphic novel section.
This was before, I guess a lot of stores did have a graphic novel section now that I think about it. Let's see.
Go to Barnes & Noble. Excuse me. Narns and Boble. We can't have actual places here.
No, we gotta go to, Borders.
Johnny McJim, do you have the Ray image?
It's very easy to find.
You know, we'll get back to you later on that one.
I'm not gonna corrupt your mind yet. You're only gonna be corrupted with more knowledge of Spider-Man than you ever want to know. By the way, Mary Jane and Peter Parker's song is Kung Fu Fighting.
Everybody was Kung Fu fighting.
I think you can tell
The kicks were fast as lightning.
I think you can tell when that comic was made.
Right around the time Jackie Chan Adventures peaked out in its popularity.
No, the 1970s when Bruce Lee peaked out in his popularity.
Yeah, I was joking. Jackie Chan Adventures is a fun show, but my issue with it is it felt like they kept making the same story over and over again.
They kinda did.
Because, like, the first season, it's like the 12 talismans of the Chinese zodiac. They combine to resurrect Shendu the dragon. And then it's like the next season, it's like the 12, like, I don't know, demons of the Chinese zodiac. you know, bring back another
I think
demon.
it was like
and it's like every single time, it's like the 12 things of the Chinese zodiac.
Well, then actually,
they eventually combine to bring back the monster of whatever.
Now, to be fair, it's not actually always the Zodiac. They actually only use that motif once for the talismans. It's just the demons.
They totally, like, brought that stuff back in Season 2, though.
Believe it or not, yeah, the talismans did become important again, but the demons, that was an entirely different thing. Hell, they even fought Japanese Oni at one point, was a motif.
Oh, okay. I guess that's kind of like significant considering Jackie Chan is of Chinese descent, right?
Yeah.
And so it's not a series made in Japan either, so it's like actually got some cross-cultural stuff going on.
Yep. And, you know, that was the whole thing with Jackie Chan, is that it was always...
Oh, it was a fun show, I remember at first. I didn't really follow into the later seasons, though.
There was some good stuff later, finding more about Toru's backstory. Hawk
Oh, I
Fu.
liked him. I liked Toru and Hawkfu. The way, like, Toru was like this big tough guy for Valmont at first, and then he just decided he didn't want to do that, so it turns out he was a big nice guy.
In all seriousness, it's kind of funny to see Toru actually receive consistent character development.
Wasn't he supposed to be a good cook?
It's not even just the fact that he's a good cook.
Well, that's just like one of the details that I remember about him.
But it's like he also became the apprentice to Uncle.
I think I kind of enjoy that sort of character archetype where he's this, like, massive, strong person, but he's actually, like, really kind and humble.
Why do you think he is the best?
Yeah, Toru's the best.
Whee!
I mean, you know, bringing it back around to our love of Transformers, Optimus Prime's kind of that. Like, when he's not forced to fight, he's, you know, kind of this gentle giant.
Oh, of course. Time to go.
Why are we going into these ventilation ducts? You know, I remember seeing something about, like, why
No one's
in
around.
movies,
Change while
like,
I
people
change.
crawling into ventilation ducts makes no sense. Because there's fans in there.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're going to hit a fan, like, every couple of feet.
Is Mr. Jameson
So
around?
Spider-Man just smashes through the fans, and they wonder...
Yeah, they wonder why the air conditioning doesn't work up there.
He was looking
They have
for
to
me?
constantly get it repaired, and it's like, dang it, we have too many rats! Spider rats!
They install a camera in there and they just see, like, Spider-Man, like, destroying it and then taking off his clothes. He's like, and Jonah Jameson's just, like, got a little vein popping out on his head. He's like, Parker!
Parker!
How dare you impersonate Spider-Man and destroy our fans?
Sorry, J. Jonah Jameson, it's just part of my art project.
If I didn't know better, you thought Spider-Man was as big a menace as I do, and I know you don't. Stop lying to me.
I would love to talk, but I have a mountain of work.
Stop lying.
Come back when you actually agree with me.
Alright, J. Jonah Jameson.
I was a little surprised when I found out that J. Jonah Jameson played Tenzan in Avatar: Legend of Korra.
Yeah, no.
Because I'm so used to
When's
being
the
such a
facts
funny
gonna
guy,
prove
and that
my
character
faith,
was so straight-laced.
This, I gotta see.
No, in general, J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson and Tenzin are actually pretty good.
Oh yeah, he's very good. You know, I've really only seen like the first season of Korra, though. I hear that that's actually the best one, and that it kind of goes downhill after that. I don't know.
Oh, God! This is my favorite part of the game.
Oh, well, okay. Let's pay attention, Space Cadets.
We're gonna go meet Mysterio for the first time.
Yeah.
It's the arena!
Does he have a fishbowl on his head?
Yes. It's Mysterio. He always has a fishbowl in my head.
Oh my.
Hi, guys!
Hi, no one bothered to animate my fingers.
Hollywood effects expert and Spider-Man critic Quentin Beck has
Oh man,
reached
it wouldn't
a
it be great if he
public
did like
challenge
the
with
spider
Bob,
flippy
what do
thing.
you think?
Well,
That would've been
Steve,
better.
It's a bold move, no doubt about it. Personally, my money's on Spider-Man.
All right.
Oh, look at these
We'll
guys.
have to see
Yeah,
how it plays out.
the announce
Here comes
announce
Quentin
table.
Beck now.
We also gotta find the Spanish announce table to smash into it.
What?
Deadpack dude.
Cyborg babysitter and fears of an alien bounty hunter. A man who has worked tirelessly for the entertainment of all mankind. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce that master of film magic and illusion, that expert of the unknown, the one, the only.
Thank you for coming, Spider-Man. I knew
It's
you
Mysterio.
couldn't resist.
I don't like people building a career off bad-mouthing me back.
What about that newspaper man, Jameson?
JJ? He just has a knack for hiring good photographers.
Well, Spider-Man, now that you're here, let's get right to it. Your first challenge will be something you're supposedly quite good at. Rounding up criminals.
That's it. All right, whatever.
Oh,
Don't
there's
forget
more to
moon
it
dust
than
and
that.
asbestos.
After
Yes.
you collect each criminal,
What?
deposit him in one of the 3
I
holding
don't
pits
know
here.
anymore.
And by the way, you'll only get a point if you use the pit with the green light. I'll be competing against you, and there will be 3 waves of criminals. If I, with no so-called superpowers, collect more criminals than you in the allotted time,
So this is the beginning of a subplot in this game where we take on Mysterio's challenges. Because,
Oh god, he's what the Riddler became in the Arkham series.
as you can see, the Arkham games took a lot from these fucking games.
Well, Batman, can you find all my randomly placed question marks? I get around.
Spider-Man helped catch
Yeah.
including
I even made special ones for Catwoman. Because I get around.
Shocker.
Oh,
Because-
look, it's the Shocker, my favorite.
I might have a thing for women in skin-tight bodysuits.
Ready, Spider-Man?
Don't judge me, Batman!
Begin.
Alrighty.
Plague Drinker says, I thought the first challenge was letting people fall off of buildings. Which we succeeded at.
Wee.
Do you like my gadgets, Spider-Man?
You just like threw him down like a ragdoll.
Yeah, I
Isn't
did
that
because
enough?
I had to prove I am a man.
I don't know about
This
your
is
effects, but your
inhumane.
education must have been special.
Oh, dang.
Wait.
He switched the green one.
Oh. It's cheating, Mysterio.
Mysterio just hates me. But you know, I still have 6. I'm ahead. Frack you, Mysterio.
Mysterio doesn't have his fishbowl yet.
Yeah.
Is he still learning to be a supervillain?
Yeah, essentially. We're gonna come back to him later.
Now, I really appreciate that this game was
Spider-Man
a
has
tie-in
taken
to the
us
Spider-Man
early.
movie, and yet it goes
Clearly,
so
this
far
is
beyond.
one hero who knows
It
what it
helps.
takes
A
to
lot
control a
of Spider-Man
situation.
games do this, where
You're
they
right,
actually
Steve.
include other
But
stuff
Beck
in
still
canon.
has plenty of time.
The Amazing
As a
Spider-Man
wise
2
man
game
once
actually had an
said,
entire
it ain't
subplot
over
with
till it's
Craven.
over.
Wow.
Quit calling me freak. What are you doing?
Okay, so you can see it changing color. That's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because that's typically been a problem with licensed games for movies, is that they're forced into like little pigeonholes where they have to follow the plot of the movie or something like that, and they're not allowed a whole lot of freedom. But then, you know, the best games
Oh, no, not again.
are games. Like they're allowed the creative freedom to make the game that they want, because you know what works on the big screen is great, but that's not going to work the same way when you try to turn it into an interactive experience and you try to turn it into a game.
It's true.
And so I'm actually really
Oh, easy on me,
I'm
Spidey.
having a good time watching you play this.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. And believe it or not, like,
The last batch of inmates.
it
And
is
Spidey
nice
has been
because
showing
Doc Ock's a
everyone
great
how it's
villain,
done.
but I am
Beck is
glad
going
that
to have
this
to do
does
some
use other
fancy
rogue
flying if
elements.
he's going to make a
because
comeback now.
there are some villains in Spider-Man where you don't need to have big, like, you know, like, enemies for, in a way, I guess, if that makes sense.
Oh, no, not again.
They're floating. I agree that well, for movie purposes, having a single villain like Doc Ock is great, because you watch him as a character develop, and I think that's why that movie's so good, is that you can see his transformation from scientist to kind of losing his mind and then recovering it and being a bit tragic. Whereas, like in a video game, it's really great to have lots of variety and you have lots of different villains.
You know, if the cool kid beats you up in school...
Yeah, now, it works out pretty well, especially for Spider-Man. Like I said, a lot of his villains, you don't need, like, strong, horrifying motivations for it, I find.
I hate you, I hate you, I hate you.
Aw, you hate me.
Aw, you hate Spider-Man.
Because I am Spider-Man. Fuck you, Mysterio!
That's all of them. How about it, Beck?
You're very clever, Spider-Man. You obviously have more tricks up your sleeve than I expected. Still, this last challenge will prove who is the better man once and for all.
So, they set up the Shocker in the previous scene. So now I think we're gonna fight the Shocker.
Okay. You know, okay, so whenever I hear Shocker, I always think of like electrical powers, but I realize that's Electro, and that Shocker is actually shockwaves.
Yeah, artists confuse that too. There's a lot of artists who are like, "Oh, the Shocker clearly has electrical powers to draw electricity," when he's supposed to be sound-based. Hell, his costume is actually meant to protect him from his attacks.
You will start.
Oh, that's smart.
All you have to do is reach the end of the course, hitting these switches along the way.
What?
I, meanwhile, will be manning an electric cannon. If I see you, you can be sure I'm gonna hit you with the cannon.
Man, American Gladiators got hardcore.
Yeah, Mysterio just doesn't want us to, like, win anything.
Cannon doesn't sound too great, but if I back out now, I'll never live it down.
If I back out now, I'll never live it down.
It's Jade. He's just... Really, this is the most heroic motivation Peter Parker can muster from this. He's just like...
Video game logic at its finest, Space Cadets.
I'll never live it.
Right. Now that you're in position, let's...
J. Jonah Jameson will just make fun of me forever.
Spider-Man back down from a challenge.
Not as fast as you'd like people to think, are you?
Whoa.
The audience isn't real. Beck is the real phony here.
I'm not sure exactly what this wants me to do. Oh.
Oh no.
I do press it. Sorry. Alright.
Why don't you just give up, Spider-Man?
I think we're experiencing some more small technical difficulties.
Fair enough. Wait,
alright. We can see the stream.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can. So.
Yeah, I hope our Space Cadets can see the stream.
Come out, wherever you are.
Wow. Very original.
Oh no, I think we went all slideshow.
Oh, dang it. We went all slideshow. Alright, I'll just wait here then until we got the stream working. Doesn't look like we're live.
I mean, we're live, it's just not very good quality. Hey, Space Cadets, can you still hear us? See us?
See us? Whatever. Alright, just gotta wait for this to move.
You're a sad little man, Beck.
I know you are, but what am I?
A sad little not me.
I can't believe you just said that.
You can like wall crawl along those. Oh, okay. Some of our Space Cadets are getting an okay stream still. So, let's keep going.
Yep, I'm going to retry that again. I failed on that bit. This is a little bit of a trial and error. But now I kind of get the idea.
Yeah,
That's all of them.
yeah, the internet over here is always a little bit mixed. And, but the storm's probably not helping anything.
Beck?
And you missed yours as a rejected has-been. But that will be corrected soon enough.
But I like this. This is I can see why people praise this game.
Yeah.
And so I'm getting more excited than I ever was for the PS4 game, because if they could do this good a job here on the PlayStation 2, then having a seasoned developer like Insomniac working under Sony for a PlayStation 4 game that's not licensed to or attached to any movie, so we can assume that they aren't trying to like rush it out the door to coincide with anything.
Yeah, basically.
It could be fantastic.
It has a lot of potential.
Are we gonna get Spider Nirvana next week?
I hope so. Because there's been a lot of attempts at making really good Spider-Man games. A lot of tries.
And that's right, Space Cadets. So the plan is that next week, same time, we're going to be streaming Spider-Man from PlayStation 4.
Well, hopefully same time. I might have a schedule issue come up, but we'll see.
I couldn't possibly.
We'll do our best.
We're going to do our best.
But Hal has already cleared his schedule, so... But I would say this has been a pretty successful stream so far with minimal hiccups.
Minimal hiccups.
Because I've watched other streamers have like the very same issues.
Something like this.
And the only way to avoid this kind of issue is, you know, you gotta have the best internet connection. And like the only streamers that I see who don't have these issues are like the really big name ones. And they've been around for a long time. They've had a lot of experience, and they have really good connections and really good setups.
Yeah.
And you know, we're still learning our way through this.
Let's get to the next section.
But I've had some friends and fans praising us for how good we do for such a new channel.
I'm glad that's a thing. Let's see.
I put a lot of effort in.
So do I.
Dave lends his vast encyclopedic knowledge. Hal lends his technical know-how.
It's true. I can talk about my hatred of the Team Alpha Flight for 5 minutes, I guess. Will that help?
What else can we do while in deep space?
Yes, talk about why this Canadian superhero team sucks.
Well, I guess technically we're not in deep space. Deep space would have to leave the solar system. We're still only on our way to Jupiter. Because we're not some fancy schmancy Star Wars movie where traveling to the next planet is like going to the 7-Eleven at the end of the street to pick up milk.
Now, we need to pick out Womp Rat traps.
Shut up, you scruffy-looking nerf herder.
Did you hear that, folks? Spider-Man admits that he's stupid. You heard him.
Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, got you with the laser gun.
People to think, are you?
Oh, okay, so that counts against your hits, so you gotta move.
You're going to need to move a lot faster than that, Spider-Man. Come on! You don't want to disappoint your fans.
Yeah, well, I did it.
Yeah, we've been having the Star Wars discussion lately.
Yeah. Well, let's save that for another Star Wars game. We're Spider-Man.
I was gonna say, we already talked about that on one of our Super Mario World episodes.
It's true.
Deserve the spotlight. It just isn't fair. Oh, he can't win. He won't win. Smug bug. Let's see how he likes it when I turn this cannon to maximum power. What?
Oh no, it's exploding! What will we do?
What is this, like some kind of Dr. Eggman machine?
Yes.
I hear there are pills for that now.
And
it's the mystery egg.
I guess I should thank you, though. I really needed some good press for a change. See ya.
see ya.
No, it's not fair. It's not fair. He shouldn't have won. All the work. Obstacle course, yes, the obstacle course was good. Only electric.
So Mysterio is an insane game show host.
Yes. Not the work to turn to crime to fool people.
Because his day job was boring.
Basically.
I'm with Professor Dragonite. Mysterio with no helmet? Heresy.
Well, we're just seeing his origin, I guess. You know.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Hopefully that's the last.
When's the last time we saved, by the way? Like 2 hours ago.
2 hours ago,
Yeah,
in the
let's
not
see.
too distant.
You saved over Peter Porker.
I did save over the Peter Pork.
I mean, I guess I'm probably not really gonna play this game on my own time, especially not when like the PS4 game's gonna come out. And then,
Nah, that's fair.
how are you gonna deal with it like between the weeks when you can't play it because we have to play it on the stream?
I don't want to talk about it.
Dave started seething.
Something wrong?
I don't want to talk about it.
Spidey,
I'll figure out how to get all the good costumes.
Please.
Oh no!
Well, I mean, if we're playing on my
No! No!
Oh Christ! Another body to add on the pile of guilt. What's worse than all the death? The guilt.
Please. Hurry, Spidey.
Oh, you might actually get to this one. Might. All right.
Easy. You're gonna be
Whoa!
I did it! He's not dead! I saved him! I did it! And look, he's glowing. He knows. I redeemed myself.
Yeah.
My spider!
Over 9,000.
My eggs. It's been.
Man, if Spider-Man was like a Dragon Ball character.
I've seen people try to do that. I remember when I read an Inuyasha fanfic with Spider-Man in it.
Stop struggling.
What? You know, okay, so I really appreciate that around like the PlayStation 3 and like Xbox 360, when they started just having like really defined action icons on screen. Wow, he is getting webbed. You are just webbing all over that guy. Plague Drinker says, no new orphans today.
And I retrieved the purse. And now I'm gonna steal it!
you punched him into the way of that car, which then kept moving.
Alright, here's your
The
purse.
part we didn't see is where that poor man
like yours.
was run over.
My hero.
In other words, just a normal day for traffic in New York City.
It's true. Alrighty. Now I gotta get 3,000 points to move on. And then I upgrade.
What's the next story event?
Do
we have a story event?
Yeah, we do. We gotta earn points, so we gotta do random missions.
That makes sense. Like, I've played some other open world games where they really want you to just, like, explore around and do things before you can move on.
Just sped past here.
Yeah.
Someone almost got hit.
Xenoblade Chronicles X was actually a lot like that, where they would actually gate the next chapter event behind levels and certain other missions. But it worked because it encouraged the player to go explore the world. Which is ultimately the goal of that game. And Spider-Man ragdolls again.
Spider-Man ragdolls the fuck out.
Time to put a stop to this.
What the fuck?
Narwhal Storm says, you were just webbing all over that guy. I thought this was a family stream. Yes, that's how families come to be. You see, when a Spider-Man loves a Spider-Woman.
When a Spider-Man loves a Spider-Woman, they're somehow not related, even though they're Spider-Woman.
As long as it's not a Black Widow.
To be fair, that's kind of fun. Alright, so Spider-Woman has an interesting history to her.
I thought you were about to tell me that Spider-Man and Black Widow hook up.
They never did. The Black Widow's costume change into the Spy Cat suit did come about because of Spider-Man.
Come on, Spider.
Her original costume is interesting?
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Yeah. I mean, sex in the animal kingdom gets weird.
But in all seriousness, Spider-Woman,
like eating your mate.
No, you
so Spider-Woman and She-Hulk were created because of Marvel wanted to make sure they had a copyright on them because they might have lost them at some point.
Like they were afraid of impersonators?
Well, Cartoon was actually going to create a character called Spider-Woman who was a superheroine, and they felt that they needed to get on that.
So they secured that.
And for some strange reason, there was going to be a She-Hulk in the TV show The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
And they might not have gotten the rights to her for some reason.
But she's in the show.
Look,
No, I gotcha. Like, rights are very strange.
especially back then for TV shows. So they create the character to make sure that they had the rights to them.
So much for having a logical flow to these rights.
And, well, They were interesting. She-Hulk is the much more successful of the two, I would say, for various reasons. And Spider-Woman is a confusing mess of a character who is so much of a failure that when they create Spider-Man's daughter, they named her Spider-Girl just to not be associated with that failure.
Well, you know, when you're a little girl, being named Spider-Girl is cuter than being Spider-Woman.
To be fair, I think I like the name Spider-Girl than I do like Spider-Woman. It's not because of, like, the adult or young thing. I just think one rolls off the tongue better.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Well, that just makes me think of, so I guess Keiji Inafune didn't care for the name Mega Man. He thought it was cacophonic, which is a fancy word for saying it sounds terrible to his ears.
Yeah.
I'll get him there right away.
Whereas, because in Japan, Mega Man is known as Rock Man, because they have like a musical theme, and he's rock and roll.
That's fair.
Rock and his sister Roll, and their brother Blues, and their dog Rush.
That's fair, I think.
And their weird rivals Forte and Gospel, who actually got a better name in the English version when they became Bass and Treble.
Forte and Gospel?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm okay with this.
Mega Man Battle Network made a little pun on that. When you go to fight Bass at the end of Battle Network 2, Bass is like, "Battle is my forte."
That's kind of great.
Because forte just means like strong or big in musical terms.
Okay, the doctors will take it from here.
We got a guy from the hospital. And now...
Blake Drinker says, a good way to make money is to buy rights to names and websites and domains so you can sell the names to big companies for a lot of money. You know, that's probably true.
I imagine. I already bought the name to targetshopping.net. And soon.
Fuck Target.
Come on, Spidey!
I understand.
Keep away from
I
me.
actually avoided getting jobs at Target because I heard stories from you and other friends.
God.
Yeah, Hal at one point worked at Target, but
Drop your weapons.
you know, that slogan "expect more, pay less" also refers to your employees. They expect more of them and they pay them less. That is our joke we would always have. But, you know, they didn't think Hal was fast, fun, and friendly, so...
Alrighty.
Chuck him in the water!
I'm gonna try.
Oh my god, you killed him! You killed that man!
Yeah.
He, like, webs him up so he can't swim, and he just tosses it in.
Goodbye.
Hey, this cop is watching you do it.
Find a safer line of work.
Oh my god! He's just floating there.
Professor Dragonite says, it sounds like patent trolling, what we were talking about. And Blake Drinker says, that happened to EA with the Star Wars Battlefront series?
Something like a little New York.
Is this true?
Yeah.
Star Wars Battlefront had, someone had a domain?
I believe that did actually happen. I don't remember the exact details of what happened.
EA deserves to be trolled.
In all seriousness, I don't like EA in general, just because, look, there are so few games I was interested in before they bought all the companies I like from them.
Yeah. I mean, I know at least one person who can tell a story about having worked at a game studio and then they got bought up by EA. Good job.
I was trying to get the thing.
And they got bought up by EA and closed. Like, their studio was shut down by EA after being bought up because EA just wanted like one little thing, one little property that they own the rights to, and everything else was just like, fuck them. And, you know, like, I get it, like, business is business, but there's got to be some scruples.
Oh, dude, there always has to be scruples.
I guess Miyamoto actually recently came out and was like, Miyamoto recently came out and told the game developers stop being greedy, try to make a quality game at a fixed price, and you're gonna have better good faith with gamers than you are if you send them an unfinished game and then try to charge them microtransactions and DLC.
You know, if you do a charge
And
jump,
I mean, this is coming from a man with decades of experience and mastery, so I think he's right. But Professor Dragonite says, EA, the Galactus of game studios.
They kind of are.
It goes around, absorbing
Seems
planet
like
after
everyone has
planet.
their own way of doing it. And I'm not going to say one way is...
No, in general, EA... The first time I ever bought an EA game was when they bought out Mass Effect.
I was gonna say, I think the only EA game that I have bought in the last 25 years, or 20 years, I guess, is the Mass Effect 2. That's the only Mass Effect I played, and I'm told that that's the best one, so I'm fine.
There were good parts to Mass Effect.
Let's see. Anyone ever see the Battle Network movie, Mega Man Base Soul was sweet? Yes, it was. That was a fun thing. It was like a short movie. It was like a double feature with Duel Masters. And I think they had like a crossover where there was like a Duel Masters battle chip in Mega Man, and there was like a Mega Man card in Duel Masters. I could be remembering it wrong.
Damn it.
Okay. We're getting a little mini debate about EA supporting indies in our chat.
No. EA.
Hey, new record. Nice. Go for the mega time.
I'm gonna try.
Menace. Yeah, I mean, it's just like the problem that you kind of encounter is that you have the suits, you have the businessmen who are running the show and making demands when they're not actually part of the creative process, and that's when you run into these problems. Is they're like, you gotta hit these checklists for X, Y, Z. I love the way you're running on this wall, by the way.
I'm doing my best here.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it.
Oh, no, wall run. You got it?
No, I gotta just...
I gotta hold circle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good. Alright. But in all seriousness, I really am not a fan of what EA does. And in general, dude, even if they're supporting indies, they're gonna screw them up anyway because they're probably gonna monetize...
But wasn't
them
there?
in
It
some
was
way
like
anyway.
the Game Awards, some recent Game Awards show
Anything I can help
where an indie developer came on from and was talking about how EA was publishing their game, but he was like high as hell when he was on the show.
This is a job for some kind of swimming superhero, but since none are around, I guess I'll have to do it.
Some kind of swimming superhero.
This is when Aquaman would actually be useful.
You mean Namor the Submariner?
Namor the Submariner, who actually, believe it or not, people, Namor is actually was first before Aquaman was.
Narwhal Storm says, could we not describe EA perhaps more accurately as the G1 Unicron, aka the best Unicron of gaming?
No, Galactus was first before Unicron, so in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we're playing a Marvel game, it's gotta be Galactus, but, you know, Unicron just seeks to devour the Cybertron. This looks problematic. You had the line.
I can't believe I got washed all the way over here.
You had the line.
And
fish and mailed.
Oh well, whatever. They just got lost to sea. I'm just Spider-Man.
I'm a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, not a friendly seafaring Spider-Man.
It's true.
We need to go back and have like a death counter.
If you buy the
all the people that Spider-Man has failed to save.
It's true. Oh, yeah. Too bad we can't. Too bad we can't let Gwen Stacy fall off a bridge.
Professor Dragonite says Orson Welles deserves better than to be associated with EA.
Genuinely, yeah.
If I could just
as much as I would like,
reach
look,
my
let me put it this
utility
way.
belt.
I don't think that
Leave it to me.
it will ultimately be a good support for the industry because, look,
they have to change their ways, because what I was trying to say before is that I think part of why Nintendo is so strong is a lot of their bigwigs and suits are people who have already worked on the creative side of the industry, so they understand how that works. And I think that allows them to have a better relationship with their developers.
Whoa, the Spider-Man!
And also you used to have a guy like Iwata around who just loved gaming so much and believed in things. There's a story about how he believed in the original Xenoblade Chronicles so much that when they came to him, he was like, you have another year to finish this game, make it so. And that game was fantastic and really helped to like boost up Monolith Soft and bring their Xeno franchise to bear. And so I think that that's important, and I think that's a problem we have with a lot of companies right now, is that the bigwigs, the suits, only understand money. They don't understand the creative process that makes games, and they certainly don't understand the consumer who is receiving them.
Well, to be fair, there was a huge debate a couple of years ago about Nintendo and how it didn't really get affected by pre-owned sales compared to other games. Mostly because their games are fun to play, and people fucking wish.
Gotta love those ragdoll physics.
Yeah. There we go.
Punch, punch, punch.
Punch, 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 punch.
This is vandalism. You're destroying someone's car because ostensibly these guys stole a car.
Yeah, but they stole money.
They stole a car and they also stole money. So you were destroying someone's car that they would hope to get returned to them. Yeah.
Well, there's that one dude.
One stray bandit. Yeah, I mean, I think that it's a problem that the games industry is going to have to solve. And I think you see some really successful games, and I think, you know, it's one of those things where, like, the proof is in the pudding, because, or, you know, that is to say, the end result and the reaction just, like, tells all.
Please stop.
Oh my god. He's, like, ducking it. He's like, stop it, Spider-Man, stop it. Ow. Air combo.
I died.
I'm dead now.
Please stop.
Please stop murdering me, Spider-Man, just like you murder all those people you're trying to save.
I don't. There's a reason why I don't save them, you know.
Yeah, the web.
I lost my train of
The
thought.
power of Captain Utilitarian. But no, in all seriousness, with
oh yeah, so like I haven't even played. I really want to play it. The most recent God of War has received such an immensely positive reception, and that could have been such a corporate thing. And it was at one point where the God of War Ascension, the previous game, was very much like, we have this license, we can still milk it for a few more bucks. We're gonna toss in multiplayer. You know, God of War Ascension was, you know, on its own, a good game, but compared to the rest of the series, very unimpressive. But like that was like their corporate sellout, and then you get the new God of War, where they had a lot of like creative decisions that like went against the grain, and I've heard like stories of the development of that game where like they didn't want Kratos to have a son. Like some Sony execs at one point were like, "What are you doing?" But they stuck to their guns, and they stuck to their creative designs, and it worked. And I think that shows through, and we're going to see that in the future, that people are going to realize that like taking these risks and doing this hero punch, nice, like taking these risks and doing something that is, you know, very artistic and very like genuinely creative is going to trump.
Oh, they said they would hurt me if I didn't call you. Forgive me.
Now we've got you.
It's going to trump all those corporate things, because I think like even now people are getting sick of like your annual games like Battlefield and Call of Duty, because let's face it, Call of Duty has not been innovative in a decade.
You shouldn't have.
Call of Duty has.
Modern Warfare was a huge hit. Sorry to interrupt you. Modern Warfare was a huge hit, but then they just kept remaking essentially the same thing and tacking on more bullshit to it.
Well, you're not wrong. But EA doesn't do Call of Duty.
They do Battlefield.
Yeah. And that
there's a conflict surrounding like the next Battlefield that I don't even understand right now.
I'll try and sum it up as best I can.
Professor Dragonite says, in Dave's reality, Spider-Man is every bit the menace that JJJ thinks he is.
In my reality, yes. Clearly.
He's a menace. He lets people fall to their death after giving them false hope.
Yeah, I provide people with false hope because I know what it's like.
Oh God,
the dark. I have to make sure that they're ready for
the darkness.
The world.
The blackness. And then more darkness.
I am the Dark Spider-Man.
But, yes, what is your take on the EA Battlefield 5 thing?
Genuinely, the simple way they could have fixed it was to make it another franchise and not make it a historical World War II shooter.
I mean, near as I can tell, they put a, apparently cyborg woman on the cover. And people are, like, really,
Steampunk cyborg woman.
Yeah, they're like, this is not... like, people are really upset because they're like, this is not the World War II game that we want.
Well, they said...
And pre-orders are way down, which is, I think is great. I think that the best way to vote is to vote with your wallet.
What you need?
And,
well,
money speaks, people listen.
Here's the thing. It's a World War II game with a lot of... And people have certain perceptions of World War II. Hell... A couple years ago, they actually had, like, Nazis in multiplayer with, like, black Nazis. And that's kind of like, what the fuck?
You passed the car.
This never happened before in any version of the game I've
Right,
played.
so, they're trying to push the diversity card, but it's really flying in the face of any logic of the universe that they're in.
Well, here's the thing. They don't even have to push the diversity card too hard with World War II, actually. Because there actually are a lot of interesting battles that happen that weren't, fought by a lot of white people.
Yeah. Professor Dragonite says, it's actually a disabled Irish woman with a prosthetic that was part of a World War II guerrilla unit, supposedly. The plot of a Metal Gear Solid game? What?
Yeah, like...
Which I'm cool with that. Like, if this is Metal Gear Solid and they want to be all like, cyborgs in, the 1940s.
Well,
like, if it's Metal Gear, I'm all for it.
Well, the problem is that with Battlefield...
But Battlefield pretends to be realistic.
Yeah, but even then...
Pretends.
Yeah, but the fact is, it's kind of like this. They didn't... Here's the thing. I think Battlefield's also fighting what I like to call the suspension of disbelief breaker, as I call it.
Yeah, that's true. They are breaking their audience's immersion hard.
And that, for them...
I like the way you bounced off the car.
Now we turn it up a notch.
Wait. They're marketing Battlefield 5 as a game that will take full advantage of ray tracing and 8K resolution. In reality, they're pushing some bullshit with that. Nice 8K displays aren't even consumer grade yet.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of reasons why that game's not doing well, in my opinion.
Professor Dragonite says, 8K, seriously? How much before the graphics make our eyes bleed?
8K?
Man, so when people are talking about like frame rates, and there's always like 30 frames per second versus 60 frames per second, and then people are like, oh, we want 120 frames per second. It's like, there is a threshold after which the human eye can no longer notice the difference. And I think 60 frames per second is supposed to be like close to that threshold already.
So I think we need to get to 70 frames per second just to test that.
Yeah, I mean, like... Well, as a person who plays a lot of old games, like, I don't care. I'm okay at 30 frames per second. There's a few games that I think are really great that they run at 60.
You don't have the vision of Total Biscuit?
Oh no, somebody's about to fall.
I mean, he doesn't have any kind of vision anymore.
Okay. Sorry.
He can't see anything anymore.
Please, save me.
But, no, like,
Easy. You're gonna be
I think
okay.
it varies from game to game. Like, some games are very action intensive, and so it makes sense to have 60 frames per second. And some games are less intensive, or, you know, less reflexive. And it's fine if they run at 30, if they, you know, they look good otherwise.
It's true. I'm running as the Flash!
Right. That reminds me of when I used to play DC Universe Online, and the PlayStation 3 version. So DC Universe Online was built in the Unreal 3 engine, and that didn't play nice with the PlayStation 3 because the PlayStation 3 had that fancy ass like cell architecture, which made it like really hard for developers apparently. But so I had a moment where I had a character who had super speed as their primary power. And so I ran into an area where the radar was going crazy. The radar showed all these red blips around me, and I started taking damage. And by the time everything loaded in, by the time I could even see what was damaging me, I was at like a tenth of my health. It was ridiculous. Which is why you don't choose super speed in DCU.
And I just killed her.
Thanks for saving me.
You broke her neck and dropped her on the road.
Because I am Spider.
I am punished, Spider. You got like a little shrapnel horn growing out of your head.
In all seriousness, they are working on an adaptation of what if Peter Parker became the Punisher.
Yes. It's like a skull, but with like spider legs coming out of it.
Yeah, that's the costume they're doing.
Yes!
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to own a figure of that, just to be like, well, I never, you know. To
well,
be fair,
I never.
They have made a lot of interesting Spider-Man figures that I own. I have Spider-Man Noir at home, Cosmic Spider-Man, Spider-Punk, regular Spider-Man, Black Spider-Man, Teen Spider-Man, Homecoming Spider-Man, Iron Spider-Man, Bulletproof
Does
Spider-Man.
your Iron Spider-Man have 8 or 7 limbs?
How many limbs?
8 or 7.
Actually, if I'm being honest, the one that gets me is a freaking... Oh, God, fuck the Iron Spider costume, the first one. Okay, guys, let me tell you about the first Iron Spider costume. You're gonna hear a story. It only had 7 legs, and it bugged the hell out of me for years. Okay, it had... 7 is kind of a stretch, but here's what it was. He had 3 mechanical legs instead of 4, and it bugged the fuck out of me why.
He's a gimped spider. He only has 7 legs.
Yeah, and it's like, why doesn't he have 4? And here's the thing. Action figures had him with 4 legs. This clearly was the first thought. But for some reason, it was only 3.
Yes, but they were like, "Be gone, thought."
I guess it was because of Spider. I guess because it was
Peter Punisher.
When you find the woman
Peter Punisher. Yes,
Peter Punisher picked a peck of pickled punishment.
I would dig Peter Punisher.
I can't rhyme.
That's the new story I want to read.
The fusion reactor is brilliant, but how will you control the reaction?
Ah, that is the secret, isn't it?
Wow, we are actually progressing the story. We are at the beginning of Spider-Man 2's plotline stuff.
Yes, we are.
How many hours have we been going for?
We've been going for about 4.
Yeah. No, we started at 7, so... Yeah.
Davies' theories are amazing. My head is still spinning from talking to him.
Well, we've been going for like 3 hours, but...
Mary Jane's play.
We've been doing so many side quests, that's the
If I hurry,
thing.
I can still make it in.
Well, I want to...
Would it be feasible... Oh my god, timer.
Oh, we gotta make it in time for her, play.
Would it be feasible to progress the story to like a meaningful place in the movie?
Peter Parker getting dumped by, Mary Jane.
But she's already dating Harry.
No, she's not dating Harry in this.
Wait, who is she dating at this point?
I think J. Jonah Jameson's son, John Jameson.
Oh, wait, wasn't he an astronaut?
Yes.
Well, I mean, that's pretty hot.
He's also a werewolf.
Okay, well maybe she's a furry.
Okay, I guess that's why she calls Peter Tiger.
Now I'm just trying to like be like, well, wait, what does a spider come into, like furry? I don't know.
A buggy?
A buggy, arachnid. I don't know. Cause yeah. Wasn't that a thing in like the Monster Girl encyclopedia where like the protagonist liked the Spider Girl because he likes legs?
That's the idea. Then again, I never read Monster Musume that much.
I had a friend tell me about that one. I thought it was a pretty funny pun.
Anyway, but we made it over.
Covered from here.
Oh no! Criminals!
A sniper! Man, the crime rate in New York is off the charts.
It's New York. I just learned to accept it. It's where all... It's like Gotham, but what? Gotham is just one entire city all superheroes
it's like
live
Gotham
in.
if it was real.
The web
Gotham is, to be fair, the idea of Gotham for a while was New York during... Alright, there used to be a joke in comics that Gotham was New York during the night and Metropolis was New York during the day.
Aren't diamonds forever? Didn't you have waited a day? Like tonight, guys. It's like you have something against me.
It's like poetry in motion watching you spiral into the air like that.
Yes, it's pottery and poetry.
It's Peter Parker's poetry in pottery.
Hey, sniper dude.
Whoa. Trust me, you're getting off easy compared to me.
It was like a military-grade sniper rifle.
Yeah.
Where do these people get these things?
You okay?
A lot of places. Here's the thing. Marvel tried to make explanations for this type of shit.
Looks like it appeared.
Great. Just take off, guys. I'm not late or anything. If I have to stick around, you guys do too.
The web slinger.
Oh, bring out web slinger.
Wow.
Come on.
You got this?
I got it.
You got this?
It's a truck.
It's a truck.
Come on, Ultra Magnus, fall!
Ultra Magnus.
He's white.
Stopping?
White trucks, I just assume, are all
finally have
named
your
Ultra
attention.
Magnus.
That's racist against white trucks.
Alright.
You bleed, you
I'm putting a
die.
stop to this right now.
And he's dead.
Wait, finally, maybe I can still make it before the end.
You making it to a date. Oh, Peter. I like your sense of humor.
Peter Parker can't have success
in anything. Peter Parker making it to a date is like... No!
John James.
In this one, I think
What
they
are
just...
you doing here?
Well, there's this beautiful girl in the cast.
Did she say Jameson? Someone shoot me now.
Stalking girls now? Well, that's pretty pathetic, don't you think?
It's Black Cat being all sensual-like.
Not exactly.
She's like, you know, forget the actress. Why don't you have, like, kinky costume sex with me?
Just dropping by
Yeah.
to say hi. By the way,
That's actually kind of true to the canon. She doesn't like... The whole idea with Black Cat is that she hates Peter Parker but loves Spider-Man.
She doesn't know.
I could show you.
Actually, she does know, but after Spider-Man revealed, she begged him to put the mask back on.
She's like, oh my god, please put it back on.
This is just a fantasy for me. Like, you
it's
know...
like that joke about Beauty and the Beast, where, like, the Beast becomes, you know, his handsome human self, and Belle's just like, change back.
Getting a lot better at following me. I think there may be hope for you yet.
Hey, I was just going easy on you before.
There are some elements that are pretty unbelievable about Spider-Man, in that, like, if you were a superhero and you were in these situations, and you had like this sort of sexy superheroine flirting with you, wouldn't you go for her instead of like the mundane girl next door?
Isn't that what
Well,
you do?
Mary Jane in the comics is not
yeah,
the mundane girl next door, to be fair.
I can be nice.
In the comics, she was the party girl.
Let's face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot.
Gwen Stacy was the normal girl next door, and she was created before Black Cat, and she was dead before Black Cat was introduced.
It's sad when the thing you're most remembered for is dying.
To be fair, it did change how comic book storylines were handled.
So, nice night, huh?
No need to be nervous.
But I am nervous. I'm Spider-Man. Yeah, my anxiety problems.
Professor Dragonite says she threw up on him in the Ultimate Universe when she found out he was a high schooler.
You know what? That's fair.
Is this a thing?
Yes.
Dave, your biological impulses are gross.
How far is this place?
Not too far. Just stay with me.
And are you gonna let me into some type of weird trap thing? I know you, Black Cat. Whee!
You're finally here. I was just about to settle in for a little nap. All right.
Cat nap.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I think someone used a shrink ray on you. You're so tiny.
Very funny. Now, hang on a second, let me catch up.
Alright, we're here.
There they are, as advertised.
Criminals! I should have known. Criminals are a superstitious, cowardly lot. So I guess
surely they will fear the spider.
Spider of the gritty.
My name is Quentin Tarantula.
You just said that.
Hey, Cat, where'd you learn to fight?
The famous director, Quentin Tarantula. That was like a Courage the Cowardly Dog thing.
You guys do a ball
Where like this weird director shows up at the house in the middle of nowhere and tries to like do a film there.
That sounds like a Courage the Cowardly Dog episode.
Yeah.
Courage the Cowardly Dog. Courage the Cowardly Dog. But no, I was a huge fan of Courage when I was growing up. I forgot that episode though. Might have been a later episode because he had an issue with the later ones when I was younger.
I mean, the most catchy thing ever in that show was the Manny Gods, and Ramses. Return the slab.
Oh, that I remember.
Yeah.
That is one of those.
They started playing music and they kept being visited by plagues. Narwhal Storm says there were the Tarantula brothers. That sounds right, and they were zombies.
Okay, now I remember them.
You know, we actually make a pretty good team. Cat?
Aww, now I'm lonely, and I have to masturbate as Peter Parker by myself.
God, now you just got me thinking of that scene in like Devilman Crybaby where he like wakes up and they just like splooge all over the ceiling.
Oh god, dang it. Believe it or not, the Spider-Man manga actually did have a scene of Peter Parker masturbating to Mary Jane in that book.
Cat took that statue.
Not even
right
kidding.
in front of me.
That was the manga, aka Suffering Man,
knew.
as it's called.
Chapter 9, when aliens attack. What?
Oh, this is another Mysterio Quentin Beck thing.
Man, I'm just waiting for the chat to catch up to that last thing we said.
Spider-Man masturbating in a manga?
Yes. This is how we get demonetized. Without ever being monetized.
It's true.
We are future demonetized.
We are demono, man.
In the future, we are demonetized.
In the future, we are demonetized horribly. I like how that became a catchphrase, but hey, you know. But, alright, let's see. Alright, now I'm gonna try and find upgrades. Ah! There's an upgrade place. Whee! 2 upgrades! Okay, Justice. Whee! Here I am. Getting an upgrade. Upgrade. Where's the fucking door? Where's the fucking door? Upgrade. I need upgrades because I need them.
Professor Dragonite says, in all caps, "What? Why would you show that?" Question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark.
Ah, sweet. Let's see. Ah, I was looking for this one.
The Suspicious Spy says we're anti-monetized. We pay them.
I wouldn't be surprised at some point that does happen.
I mean, if YouTube wants it to trigger a mass rebellion against themselves, then yes.
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
But no, in all seriousness, like with a lot of stuff like this, you know. Whee! 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 But, sorry, I don't know why I'm going wee so much.
Need help?
Stop weeing all over the place.
I have to.
Spider-Man, thank
Spider-Man,
you.
me and my business suit need help.
Go to the hospital fast.
I'm sorry, sister. Your business suit is beyond help. What?
I'll get him there right away.
He's tied up on a manhole?
He is the manhole now. Twisted and full of turtles.
What? Don't be touching those manholes, man.
Okay.
It always bugged me, even as a kid, like swinging these guys over there. I'm like, I hope that this is like seriously life-threatening and not just like a stubbed toe or something. But thank you, Spider-Man, for getting this man to the hospital.
Thank you, Spider-Man. You helped me get off of work.
Not a problem.
So wait, have the TMNT crossed over to like DC or Marvel at any
They
point?
have done DC. There's actually...
I know they're in Injustice.
Yeah, no, they actually did DC recently with up 2 Batman crossovers. There's even a Batman crossover that does specifically the Timverse stuff.
Nice.
With
Which
the-
version of the Turtles?
I think they're still going for... I'm gonna call it like the amalgamated Turtles. You know...
What?
It's basically
They're like all the versions?
generic enough that they could be anybody.
Yeah.
Like, at
You
least
got him
some
here
of the more
just in
modern
time.
incarnations, possibly the IDW versions.
Because
Because,
say as long as they're not those movie versions, because those are ugly.
in all seriousness, most of the Turtle crossover stuff has been using the IDW versions, mostly because they're actually a fairly good mix of basically everything.
Yeah, okay.
Even the recent video game made by Platinum that wasn't so good used the IDW versions. And I didn't... Look, not a good game, but they did choose the right versions to do. Because they actually have access to everything. They have Krang, they have Bebop, Rocksteady, Kirai.
It's surprising that they couldn't make a good game out of that.
Yeah, and also...
Feels like it must have been rushed.
I imagine it was rushed to coincide with the movie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think it might have started off as like a weird independent project outside the movie, but once the movies were in production, they rushed it out to get a little more money out of it. Or something.
Yeah, because that kind of game, the character action game, is like Platinum Games' bread and butter.
Yeah.
You know, for Bayonetta.
And to me, Ninja Turtles, is actually not a bad idea, especially because, like I said, the IDW is such a good Turtles continuity. I think it's generally the best one. And yes, I think it's the best one. Because I like the 2003 version secondary, but if I'm being honest, nowadays the 2003 feels like a rough draft of the IDW version. And so far to me, 2003 is the best cartoon. And I will defend that opinion on Ninja Turtles.
Hey, Prey TV. Welcome to the channel.
I don't know who you are, Prey TV, but I hope you enjoy this.
Huh. We're We're still pretty new. We're always happy to see new faces around here.
Yeah. But like I said, 2003 Ninja Turtles, best Ninja Turtles cartoon. Let's be controversial.
We're getting our nerd on over here. We are building up hype, getting excited for the new Spider-Man on PlayStation 4 next week.
Yeah. I have it pre-ordered today or so, and I should have it next week.
I'm right here, Mr. Jameson.
Seeing how good this game is gives me a lot of hope for it.
Yeah.
And I need a photographer down
Yeah.
there.
Another one?
And
But didn't Spider-Man pass his test?
They were rigged. Get down there now.
they were rigged! Oh well, time to go.
Yeah, so earlier in the chat they were mentioning that this guy they don't think is J.K. Simmons.
I don't think it is.
It does. It sounds like a sound-alike.
Could be
he doesn't have that like impromptu comedy timing that J.K. Simmons has.
No, but it's also...
Oh, we're getting pre-rendered movie.
And apparently we're here for Quentin Beck thing.
What do you think Beck's got this time?
Who knows? He's a little loopy, right?
He's a little loopy.
No, they say the 2003 Ninja Turtles. One of the few things for kids to direct.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, Mysterio.
Yep.
Oh, that's a pretty neat design, actually.
Yeah, actually, this is a really good design for
Yeah, look at him. Because it takes like his classical elements, but it adds a little more ornate details to it.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of a classic 1950s villain. I like how you can see like a little floaty skull thing inside his head.
Run for your lives! Run for it!
Run!
Presented in 4D. The D stands for death.
Okay, guess I better get going. That news conference is gonna start any minute.
Oh no. My chip almost got lost in this can of dip.
Dang it, man. What else will we do without your chip and dip? How else will we survive? I think there is no God now. You have made me an atheist because of that. Curse you.
As a machine, I do not believe in such human deities.
I actually programmed it into you to believe in such human deities, believe it or not. You're now an Apollo worshipper.
Yes, Apollo, god of the sun.
Not that Apollo. I gave you the special version Apollo. We'll find out about it soon.
Yes, Apollo Creed.
Okay, let's get in here. Whee!
Oh man, that just reminded me of the like controversy where people misinterpreted a line from a recent Batman comic that Batman is an atheist.
Oh, that was dumb. That was so dumb. Then again, I also find like some cases of atheism in comics to be a little bit dumb, if I'm being honest.
Considering Batman has hung out and also fought with literal gods, it makes no sense.
In other words, look, there's a superhero who's literally God's wrath within the DC universe. Also created by Superman's creators, the Spectre. He is literally the anger of God driven onto the earth.
Man, this guy looks way worse out of FMV. That transparency effect is doing him no favors.
It doesn't help.
I'm losing my grip!
Those reporters. If I can get them up to that balcony, they should be able to escape. Gotta hurry though, those flying things don't look too
God,
friendly.
I hated time minutes. Dang it.
What? Okay. Collision snap. So you must save them from a fiery hellfire in the theater.
Like fire. Like fire. I'm trying to swing up.
Where do you gotta go to?
I believe. There. There's where I want to go.
Okay, yeah, drop them off at the exit.
Your fellow humans will be destroyed while you waste time.
The suspicious pie says someone is in danger of falling. Oh no. Looks like they have to die.
I need not soil my hands with a...
Stay here. Don't just come towards me. The guy who's trying to save you. It's just me trying to save you.
Yeah, it reminds me of missions in like some other games where you have to save or people or keep them alive, but rather than intelligently staying put so that you can do that, they go like rushing off to go fight enemies that are sure to kill them.
Whee! There we go. Stay there, you asshole. Okay, I'll find the last one. Oh, god dang it.
Watching you ragdoll in fire was special.
Hold it. I can't believe we didn't do this joke. Spider-Man dies in lava.
Spider-Man dies in hot lava.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to kind of get used to the whole thing there.
I'm losing my grip!
This game is very good, but there's a little bit of jank.
If I can get them up to that balcony, they should be able to escape. Gotta hurry though, they're flying.
But I'm hard-pressed to think of a game from this era that wouldn't be considered janky by today's standards. Unless it's like a Nintendo game with their, like, god-tier programming.
To be fair, it's more like just confusion over what I can do, essentially, and also finding the last civilian here. I didn't see him before, now I know where he is.
Maybe he moved.
Yeah, maybe. Whee! Here you go. I don't ever want to see you again. Just, and if you ever mess with me, you'll die.
I need not soil my hands with a pathetic earthling like you.
I like how Mysterio's pretending to be an alien. He's like, pathetic earthling.
Careful. Ooh, you are getting burned.
Humans will be destroyed while you waste time.
Plague Drinker just screamed out in all caps, Bethesda!
Bethesda!
Did Bethesda make the floor lava, or did they just make a lot of jank?
Bethesda is just the masters of jank because they expect other people to fix their jank.
They do.
Like, I'm sorry, Bethesda lovers, but my issue with them as a company is that... Dang it, I fucked that up. Alright. Come on, swing. I've been swinging 3. Whoa. Come on. I can do this. Woo!
You did it!
And you get one more person.
Professor Dragon, it says, failure to avoid the lava floor will result in an unsatisfactory score on your permanent floor record, followed by death. Thanks, GLaDOS.
Frackin' A. Okay. Frickin' A, that fire is what really kills me. But I can do this, I know what I need to do.
Yeah. Plague Drinker knows Bethesda jank better than anyone else I know.
Those reporters. If I can get them up to that balcony, they should be able to escape. Gotta hurry though, they're flying with two friends.
I think there's a problem with, like, settling for good enough.
In general, Bethesda has a problem of balancing good enough with, being...
They always make, like, really great worlds and stuff, but there's always a lot of rough edges. But people are so drawn in by the big, like, huge, sprawling worlds that they don't really worry about the fact that maybe the controls are janky or the collision's messed up.
And again, I'm not. Then again, like, there's a lot of things. I'm a bigger fan of the classic Fallout style, admittedly, which
overhead.
A little bit of overhead, yeah. I got used to it, so unfortunately that was my issue. Sorry. I'm the person you gotta deal with who's like, I like Fallout the way it used to be.
Hipster. Ooh, this is getting dicey. Suspicious Pie would like us to remember that in some parts of the world, cooked spider is a delicacy.
It's true.
That's like my theory that, like, you know, something in the world, someone somewhere has eaten it. That's how we know what things are lethal.
We rely on Mr. My favorite game, Mr. Did it taste good?
Did it kill you?
Watch out!
Will it blend?
Stay up here. I'm never gonna worry about you again. Now go. Spider-Man only saves person once because I am Spider-Man.
Everybody gets one. Tell him, Peter. Everybody gets one.
Okay. Alright, Sam Raimi, I get it. Klaatu, Barada, Nick 2. That's great.
Wait, did he just say that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Just trying to.
You saved 6 out of 6 reporters.
Yeah, I think it wants me to also take out these dudes. The little. Now I'm just trying to figure out where they are.
They're right. They're robots.
Yeah. Come on.
Terrific Phantom says, I'll take, what is health potions for 500, Alex?
I would love a health potion right now. But admittedly, this isn't exactly telling me how I get out of here, so I'm just going to try and take out all the robot people.
Yeah, the exclamation marks seem to indicate that they're your enemies. Oh, well, if you could just air combo them like that, then that makes sense.
Yeah, no, the problem is I don't want to hit the lava.
No, you really don't.
And...
the collision on some of these objects seems suspect.
At best.
But, Mysterio is the master of illusion, right? So... Oh my god, that took like a chip out of your health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I got...
Okay. Intel Jester, Spider-Human. Even as we speak, my armada is advancing on your city. Our first target will be your Statue of Liberty. You have no chance to survive. Make your time.
That was an all your base reference.
Mysterio's great.
You have. Oh man, we gotta save our game.
If he's attacking.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that now. At the very least. We probably should do that. But my thing with this type of thing. Yeah. Alrighty. No. Alright, cancel. Yes.
Lady Liberty, I'd better get over there in a hurry.
And this is a legit chapter. Spider-Man believes Mysterio.
To be fair, it's actually a combination of a couple things, believe it or not. It's kind of clever. So in the first issue of Spider-Man, second issue, I believe, actually. Never mind.
Can we, like, go find a pizza or something to restore our health?
No. We just gotta go to the next mission, die, and then just restart it again. At full health.
Okay.
Either that, or I survive.
Wow. He brought his armada.
Yes. The Mystermada! I don't know. Finding Mysterio Armada is hard.
UFO invasion.
The Marmada.
Right.
Marmada.
Welcome to the Marmada.
Yep.
Which conveniently gives you things to swing on.
It's true.
Mysterio knows how to make a scene. Better figure out some way to get Lady Liberty back to her old self. It looks like that flying thing above...
I tried.
I need to be more careful. Swimming definitely doesn't suit me. Hey, nothing better than a soaking costume.
One day. Alrighty, let's see. Alright, I can do this. Okay. A little bit of copter. It's not copter, it's not heaven swinging, but we're good. We're good. Come on. Do this. I gotta believe in myself.
Don't believe in yourself. Believe in me. No, wait, don't.
Something like a little New York water to clear out the sinuses.
Alright, that was annoying, but I can do this. I gotta believe in myself because I am Spider-Man. And I fought much worse than Mysterio. Okay, I did it. Yay. I'll make sure I give myself a little air.
If you just like hold the R2 button, does it keep the web swinging?
Yes. So I'm using the web to give myself a little bit of... Oh, dang it. Oh, dang it.
No.
Oh, dang it.
Oh, what? You had it, you had it, you lost it. You had it and you lost it.
I ignored that star and the light moved away from me. I wish there was like,
Oh, even better. Splurge.
I can do this. I believe in myself. Alright. Oh, shut up, you. Gotta go higher.
I mean, what's really funny is I understand how precarious this situation is. So I totally get why this is happening.
I know. On the one hand, you kind of want to move fast, but on the other hand, this requires...
Gotta go fast.
It's gotta
go faster, faster, faster. Look out now for Sonic X.
Alrighty.
That was not a great show, really.
Sonic X is a show that exists.
They put Sonic in like the human world, that kind of like rich kid and his maid and stuff. Uh-oh.
I can't believe I got washed all
Like,
the way.
I wanted to like it when it came out, and I didn't. And then I tried to like go back and like look at it and be like wondering why I really didn't like it. And it's like the animation just like looks really cheap.
Dude, it was an anime. It was an anime made for kids, dude.
But even then, like there's some like ostensibly kids anime that looks really good. You know, like My Hero Academia is like a kids anime, but it's really good.
Yeah.
Or I had a professor who loved comics, and we could talk about this, where and I like the word that he used, because he always was like, we talk about like Batman the Animated Series and stuff, because even like back then he was kind of disgusted with like the state of comic books, and I was talking to him in like 2012 or 13, I want to say. Yeah, but he was like, he didn't like the way comics were kind of going, because they were getting like darker and edgier, and he couldn't share them with his daughters, who were like, you know, young teenagers. and he always liked the animated series because that was something he could share with his family. And he noted that the storytelling was both, you know, kid appropriate, but it was also sophisticated enough to appeal to older audiences. And I like that word he used, sophisticated.
That brain seems like it has to be controlling this shit.
And so, like, My Hero Academia is kind of that, where
It seems kind of obvious to go after the giant brain.
where it's appropriate more or less for younger viewers, but it's also got sophisticated enough writing.
Yeah, no, I enjoy My Hero Academia a lot.
Yeah, okay, so it's just a force field. It's not an instant kill field.
Good on us, so let's...
Lucky us.
Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, so that I can enslave them all.
If only Spider-Man could swim.
Yeah, literally, Spider-Man's biggest weakness in this game apparently is water.
Spider-Man doesn't have kryptonite. No radioactive rocks for him.
Admittedly, like, according to Death Battle, he's weak to bug spray sometimes, but that...
Bug spray?
I never read... Oh, I fell and took...
Oh my god! That was very melodramatic.
Yeah.
He's like,
I'm gonna do this.
Oh, thank God we're
Giant
here.
brain. It's protected by some kind of shield. That brain seems like it has to be controlling this shit.
This is better. Now we have full health.
It is.
Seems kind of obvious to go after the giant brain. Mysterio sure is protected.
Oh, god dang it. So we gotta worry about fall damage.
We do.
I wonder if I can get into the building.
Doesn't look like it.
No, it apparently doesn't.
Also, I've been looking at our stream health rating, and it seems like the later we've gone, the more consistently good it's been. That's probably because fewer people in the area are on the internet. Okay, so as long as you're near something, you can swing on it.
Okay.
Even those trees.
That's just wrong.
Yeah, I just gotta figure out how to get up there. Because that's the hard part of this level, is just trying to get up to hit those things.
Yeah.
It's...
Well, so you can't climb on the force field.
No, I can't. Even though it's a wall of force.
Yep.
So I think I gotta...
You gotta force yourself.
So, I think I figured... I think I might know.
Serific Fandom says, if only he was a water skating spider. And Johnny McJim asks, is Mysterio the main villain of the game?
No.
Well, we're following the plot of the movie Spider-Man 2, so I assume Dr. Octopus is the main villain.
Yes, he is. Mysterio's just the side villain who let the game designers do whatever the hell they want.
They were having fun with this one. Wow, this is very precarious. It's fascinating, really.
I'm doing my best here. There we go.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, no, you can't... Ooh, you're gonna get hurt by that.
Yeah, probably.
And ragdoll. Okay, I get it. You have to destroy the external cores first to get to the main core.
I kind of figured... I'm wondering how I did this as a kid.
I'm wondering how you're gonna do this as an adult.
I know.
Okay, they're like one shot.
Alright, they're one shot, so I just...
You got a super punch.
I got a super punch up. Okay.
But the reliance on the physics of this and getting the player to actually finagle themselves over to this is interesting to me. Because I feel like if this were a more modern game, like if they have something like this in the new one, they're gonna have like a quick time event where you just kind of like press a button and swing up and then it like homes in on them. Which is much more player friendly and it allows the developer to have like a really dynamic cinematic moment.
You're the kind of crazy other crazy people look to for inspiration.
Spider-Man just kind of floats there. I just gotta... Alright, I got the idea. I just gotta swing around until I can get into, like, the hit range of them. Like I said, I think I cheesed this like this when I was a kid, so like that.
Yeah, definitely. Like you're homing in anyways.
So yeah. So I think there is an anti-frustration element to this.
Princess Luna says that this looks like an arms fort from Armored Core 4 Answer.
It probably is.
Yes. We must destroy Lady Mystery. Arms Fort Lady Mystery.
Apparently I can actually miss those things.
Lady Mystery is an arms fort and not just my dating life.
I feel like I'm on a merry-go-round right now.
Go around, go around. Oh no, he's getting motion sick. Oh, what will we do when he barks?
Dang it, I almost had that one.
Yeah, you can swing backwards, right?
Kind of, but not really.
This is interesting because the developers had to know the points you'd be able to swing off of in this fight. Ooh, nice. That was like so close. I like the way the force of your arm swinging propels you forwards, essentially.
I have the power of One Punch Spider-Man. One Punch!
By the power of Spider-Man, who is a hero for fun, I have the power
of the One Punch Spider-Man.
This is One Punch starts playing. Swing from though.
Yeah, I might just have to just build it up again. I hate this because it's like I'm waiting between sections here. Oh well. Once I get this done, I'll be ever more powerful.
More powerful than you could ever imagine. There's no way to like yank the line and pull yourself up.
I wish. That one, they put that in later games, which is nice. Either that or I gotta buy it. Which would annoy the hell out of me, but the problem with this level is that if you're not, like, swinging exactly right...
Yes.
I'm gonna try.
Wow. See, that seems actually like it's how they want you to do it. Congratulations. Attack the mother brain.
Yep.
Or not.
I did it. I somehow did it.
You're a more formidable opponent than I've given you credit for. I will have to deal with you personally.
Man, getting punched in the brain would be like the worst thing.
There, I will defeat you once and for all.
Johnny McJim says, I played 4 Answer. I got stuck in the mission where you have to fight the leaders of all the factions. That is a hard battle.
UFOs? Hidden Fortress? Give me a break. This guy's watching way too much late-night TV.
I wonder why!
Oh man, look at the Z buffering going on.
Yeah. But you know, we saved New York from aliens.
Hey buddy, can you give me a lift? I left my wallet in my other costume.
Sure.
Hey Spider-Man, big fan. But yes, the boss fight in Armored Core France, I think that's like the bad ending where you've destroyed one of the big like colony ships in the air, and that killed a whole lot of people, and so they decided that you're a bad guy and they're gonna kill you, and that's a pretty hard fight. I've pretty much completed that game. I've done all the major endings and customized a whole lot of mechs.
You customize all the mechs.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Oh no, that's the appeal of Armor Core. I always wanted to also get some of the model kits Armor Core made because they seem like they would be fun to make. But what
I mean, what they got to do is they could make a whole like toy line out of it where it's like build a figure, and you can just swap Armored Core parts.
It's like, actually, have you heard of the Acid Rain line at all?
No, what?
It's combining G.I. Joe and like Gundam essentially. So they're like little mechs who can turn. They're like military style mechs with G.I. Joe like figures.
Oh yeah.
That can transform. Really cool one, and you know it has a very BattleTech vibe to it. Really good line of toys, and they're all compatible with each other, so you can swap out parts between them all. And create
fun.
like what I like to call the great Mecha Shiva forms.
Mecha Shiva.
Mecha Shiva.
Was that a Venture Brothers thing?
Yes. One of my favorite cartoon shows of all time.
Oh, the Venture Brothers are great. I like their Fantastic Four characters, who were like just, they had like the powers of the Fantastic Four, but they were realistically fucked up by them.
Basically, that was half the fun.
Like the Invisible Woman, her skin was just invisible, so she was horrifying to people.
It's true. Let's get all the upgrades.
Oh hey, Black Belladanka came back.
Yay! You're here for more Spider-Mans?
Yes, the Spider-Mans. I mean, we're having a jolly old time here on stream.
We're examining every.
I suppose we can go to like midnight and then we can call it.
Probably.
Got another 50 minutes on the clock. I would love it if we advanced the plot a bit farther before then, though.
I'm actually gonna go there next.
Yeah, I like this. The combat seems kind of like straightforward enough. I imagine that it's gonna be pretty polished in the PS4 game.
Hopefully.
I imagine it's gonna be very Arkham style, because having like that Sixth Sense counterattack kind of thing would fit Spider-Man perfectly. The whole Spider Sense.
Well, I always thought that that's what it was like in the Arkham games, was that they were just
Bat Sense.
That they were just cribbing a little bit from Spider-Man on that end.
Bitten by a radioactive bat, you gain bat-tastic superpowers.
So during JLA Avengers, one of the pitches for issue 3 was that they were going to have an entire universe where all the Marvel heroes were in DC style, and all the DC heroes were in Marvel style.
Okay.
And Batman was a teenager who was blind with bat powers.
Suddenly, I'm just like, bitten by a radioactive handsome actor, he gained chin-tastic superpowers.
It's true.
I never fully appreciated Fairly Odd Parents.
Fairly Odd Parents had some decent writing on it on occasion, I will admit. Especially in the early seasons when it wasn't so itself.
Wow.
You snuck into someone's
Mysterio's
apartment.
hidden fortress looks just like an apartment.
Mysterio's Hidden Fortress.
A hidden door concealed by
I have found the stash.
Mysterio's porn stash. Misty Babes Monthly.
I guess I'd better check it out.
Oh my god, they're so shrouded I can barely see them.
Is that a nipple? Oh, baby. I'd rather not think of Spider-Man villains and their porn habits.
Glad no one was
Villain
around to see
kinks.
that. Where the heck am I?
You can tell we've been at this for a while.
Oh my god, it's Five Nights at Mysterio.
No!
Cliche.
I had to make that joke.
Silence. Prepare to meet your end in my funhouse of doom.
Get into my mouth.
Funhouse of Doom?
I want you to come into my mouth.
Silence. As I was saying, even as we speak, I am
God, it's like some kind of like Donkey Kong Country, like rareware creature.
It's true. But it's just Mysterio.
Some Banjo-Kazooie monstrosity.
Such a cheerful fellow, isn't he?
Just gonna like run in and like the Jolly Bear rolls into it and defeats it and honeycombs pop out.
And I thought my jokes were bad. Okay, Mr. Hoppin' Hack. Let's see what you got. Batter up! This is the part where you fall down. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Well done, Spider-Man. Please come inside and discover the horrors that await you.
Okay.
Princess Luna says, "Is Mysterio the Joker?"
No.
Yes, you're trying to make the
If anybody's the Joker in Spider-Man's canon, it's probably Carnage. But he does have a lot of fun with fun houses.
The way it kind of spasms into a loading screen is strange.
Okay, I've been flipped off before, but never quite like that. What's going on? It feels so strange. Everything is upside down. What's going on?
Learn the true meaning of terror. Divine Funhouse of Doom.
Great. One of those hopping acts.
I was hit by an axe. Fuck you,
right back at
like you funhouse and
better
do
be
things.
careful. If only there was some way to use that crazy clown's bounce against him.
I'm just gonna punch these guys and hold
You guys are
the
such a nuisance.
Wait, do you have to drop them somewhere?
Nah,
like if you destroyed that right there.
I wish
it's
that.
like a window.
I think I'm just supposed to take him off.
Because did he say he wants to use their bounce against them?
Maybe. But I can't seem to grab them, so I'm just gonna defeat them and see if they show up again. Because I can actually beat them.
Yeah.
Because if I need them for something, they'll probably just respawn.
I'm gonna have nightmares for sure. Now we turn it up a notch.
Squeak, squeak.
Bam!
At least we're not like on the edge of health like we were before.
Admittedly, I got through most of that
Things wobble,
surprisingly.
but they don't
Oh, really?
Maybe I can actually counter his counterattack. So much for you.
I think yeah, see?
You're doing rather well, aren't you? Still, your run of luck can't last forever. How much longer before my traps bring you down, Spider-Man?
The only thing bringing me down is your crummy attitude, sourpuss.
Your crummy.
That is such a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man insult. Like, he is like the most wholesome, like down-home boy.
It's true.
But I think that's why he worked for those films.
Back to normal at last. Looks like that chute is my only way down.
All time to go down into hell.
Ready or not, Mysterio, here I come.
This episode, Spider-Man goes to hell.
Oh, Funhouse Mirror.
Where he meets Ghost Rider.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Actually, in Marvel Ultimate Alliance, there's actually a level, and how you get Blade is that you play a claw machine and grab him out of the claw machine.
What?
I'm not kidding. That's how you recruit Blade in that game. It's kind of funny.
It's Shadow Spider-Man.
I'm fighting my own costume.
No.
Ah!
You know, now that you mention it, we haven't had a chance to change our costume at all in this game.
I don't think you can change your costume.
No costumes?
To be fair, I think they would want to try and make it part of the movie aesthetic.
Yeah, they're trying to keep you in that movie costume.
And the movie
Which is a good costume.
You wear pointy ears beside like that.
It's a fine costume.
When you think about it at the time, though, because like the X-Men movies changed all of their costumes to be much more like realistic. that thing where like Wolverine's like, "You guys go out in public in these things," and Cyclops is like, "Would you prefer yellow spandex?"
To be fair, Spider-Man has such an iconic look that I don't think people would want to mess with it.
Yeah, there's not much you can change on that without messing it up. You can't try to. You can't really make it more realistic. I would say like Spider-Man: Homecoming and the new Insomniac game both add some more realistic details.
Try not to run into my fist with your face.
Without detracting from the main suit.
Is that all you've got? I think you zigged when you should have said.
Like one of the things that I noticed that they add to the suit is around the legs and feet, they make them look more like their shoes or like they're very like athletic shoes looking.
Yeah.
And getting them a little more like heel and toe. And that makes sense to be like, yeah, he's not just, you know, he's actually got some actual like shoe to it. But like other than that, yeah, not too much to change.
Spider-Man just has a almost perfect costume. Admittedly, he also has a perfect alternate costume too, like
the symbiote.
Yeah,
the black Spider-Man.
Crackpot actually hurt someone.
Yeah. I think that's what's really cool is with all the movies lately is we reached a point where superheroes are allowed to have their iconic costumes.
To be fair, I think it's one of those things of just
they're finally allowed to respect the source material.
I'm just gonna smash these rails and hope I don't die.
Yeah, I'm thinking you got to take out the source. He dead.
Retry mission. All right, I'm gonna try and figure this out. Hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah, take out all the fun ass mirrors. Yeah. No, because there's like definitely some movies that they make that they're really clearly ashamed of their heritage, and I remember kind of feeling that way about like the recent Power Rangers reboot, where they seem like they actually did a really good job characterizing the characters, but they didn't seem like they wanted to acknowledge the heritage, the Super Sentai heritage that they came from.
Nah, I would say that the big problem is with that movie is that it had a hard balancing act, I think, in that film. Like, okay, ultimately, like, they wanted to try and make Power Rangers look really different with those costumes.
Yeah.
Their Megazord was not great.
Oh man, the Megazord missed the mark so hard.
That is like one of those Hollywood designs that if I was actually in charge of that movie, I would say, like, no, go back to drawing board.
No, because part of the fun of a Megazord is that it's like this crazy combiner, and they always have those elaborate combining sequences in the shows. And the way they designed the Megazord is they couldn't even show it combining on screen because it combines in like such an absurd way. They had to like push it into like a fissure in the ground, and then it pops back up fully formed as the Megazord. Wait, what was that? Was that a door that opened?
I think so, maybe.
Yeah.
Looks like I found the exit. Finally.
Alright, that's what I need to find it. But, nah, like, the Megazord design was pretty dang awful in that film.
A hologram.
Yeah.
Why should I be surprised?
And of course they have to like finish the fight by just like, you know, slapping the villain away rather than doing the cool power sword thing. I mean, as cheesy as it is to do it like every episode and recycle the footage, they need to have some leeway where... Wait a second, is that... Oh. I realize that's like a lizard mask, but at first I saw like the green Power Rangers helmet. Fair. I'm thinking about the Power Rangers.
It's fair. Man, I'm gonna go through your kitchen and steal your booze. Goodbye.
Spider-Man just like comes out of Mysterio's place with like a bottle of whiskey, and he just like chugs it. He's like, "Yeah, Mysterio, I beat your traps."
If I never see another carnival as long as I live.
You're in the Marvel Universe, and you're probably gonna fight Arcade, the guy who literally makes a carnival out of everything.
Back at you.
All right.
Wait, is that why there's a game that's like Spider-Man and the Arcade's Revenge?
Yeah.
Oh my God! It all makes sense after like years.
I'm just sorry. I'm just now imagining you're just like, oh my God! It all makes sense now. The conspiracy is real.
I have like a chart on my wall. It's like Spider-Man, Arcades, Spider-Man, Arcades, Mysterio, Arcades, Spider-Man, Mysterio, Black Cat, boobs, Spider-Man.
I have the feeling
Peter
that
Porker?
Mysterio.
The insatiable Spider-Ham.
Well, we all love the intestinal Spider-Man.
This was insane. He wants to pork. He wants to pork Black Cat.
Pretty much.
I mean,
in all seriousness,
who wouldn't?
People forget in Spider-Ham's case is that there were other ones like Goose Rider.
Well, yeah, didn't they have like a whole universe of that? Because
yeah.
I think it was like an episode where Thor got turned into a frog.
That one happened in canon.
Yeah, but like that was done in Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah, admittedly, if they're gonna that's not a story I imagine they're gonna adapt for the movies. Even though that comic where Thor turns into a frog is actually really good. Like it's.
I mean, they have to trim it. They have to trim some of their masterpieces.
Admittedly, but like that storyline is Secret of Nim shit. I loved it. Where Frog finds a group of New York frogs and leads them against a great giant rat. It's great shit.
Yeah. It's not Attila the Frog.
No.
Who I recently learned was an actual Ninja Turtles character.
That one I'm not surprised by.
Yeah, I guess the, like, 2013, 2012 CG series went far and wide.
They did. But it was a different time back then, and now I have upgraded myself.
Yeah, now we gotta deal with Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
It's an okay show, but it is very weak in the character department.
Yeah, I kind of hold it against them that they chose to use Raphael's kind of movie character design.
Hi, my name
I
is
actually
Spider-Man,
tried.
I'll be
I was
your
actually
superhero
on the
today.
Ninja Turtles Facebook page where they were advertising toys, and here's the thing: I saw the toys, and I was talking about how they were out of scale, and I made a joke about it, and then the guy spammed me with Target links.
Wait, don't hurt me.
Really?
To a bigger
Don't panic.
Ninja Turtles
I'll deal with
toys.
it.
Not even kidding.
Okay.
I was like, all right. Fair enough. I was just making a joke. But apparently it was like...
Some people can't take a joke. I mean, as Transformers fans, we get used to toys that are not properly scaled with one another. Because the Transformers toy scales are based on the importance of the character and how much they can sell that character, as opposed to the actual physical size of the character. Except for the movie studio series they've been doing. I think it's neat that they try to keep them in scale.
Actually, the Masterpiece Transformers are in scale. Like, my Masterpiece Optimus Prime will be in scale.
I think the Voyager class Optimus Prime can actually ride on him. Like in the movie.
I gotta see if I can do that.
Yeah, I gotta do that. I've been seeing them in stores. But ever since the death of Toys R Us, it's been a lot harder to look at these things.
Here you go.
Spidey, my purse!
You have your purse, ma'am. And now I must go. Go join my brethren. Spider brethren.
Whoops. Dr. Octavius' demonstration will be starting soon. I'd better hurry.
Oh god, Dr. Octavius' demonstration. What could possibly go wrong?
I mean, with a name like Dr. Otto Octavius,
and him
you
with those...
know that Stan Lee has set you up for a fall.
Admittedly, that's his most on-the-nose name he ever made for a character.
I like the kind of German accent that he has in the animated series.
I can't ever think of Dr. Octopus without that accent.
Hello, Spider-Man.
Oh, hey, Spider-Man. How you doing?
You cannot escape my traps now, Spider-Man.
I'm just imagining, like, a Nazi Dr. Octopus and wondering what the hell that would be like.
Dr. Natsipus?
Dr. Natsipus? Dr. Notopus.
I am not a pussy. Octopus technology is the finest in the world.
Oh god, actually, you're doing an Arnold voice, and now I can actually bring this back to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You want to know how?
How?
He's gonna play Dr. Octopus.
Wait.
In
What?
James Cameron's treatment for Spider-Man, the movie he was gonna make, it was gonna be James.
My good friend James Cameron.
It was going to be James Spader as Spider-Man and Arnold Schwarzenegger as Dr. Octopus.
Yeah, well, we already saw how he went as
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze, yeah. So just chill out.
So if you ever want to imagine a better world, just imagine him as Dr. Octopus. And his catchphrase being, okie dokie.
Okie dokie. Who wrote this? The Japanese?
James Cameron wrote it like... James Cameron really wanted to do the film, so he wrote it in like a night.
So, a potentially drug-influenced night, I imagine.
Well, you have to understand, this is a period where, here's the thing, like, a screenplay doesn't really matter in the long run. It just sets an outline, and it's an outline you can fuck with to make better.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Change into a better person.
Change into Alfred Molina.
Oh, you got some more CG stuff?
Woo, CG! And look, it's James Franco and Peter Parker without glasses, people.
The
conspiracy is real.
You are all about to witness the dawning of a new age.
Dawning of a new age, where this middle-aged, overweight man is going to take off his clothes in front of you.
Oh, baby, I find them hot, I swear.
I mean, some people like those dad bods.
Yeah, true.
Dr. Octopus, blah.
To be fair, I'm surprised.
God, what was that from even?
I'm trying to remember the freaking name, and now I know a certain Professor Dragonite is going to be ticked off that I don't remember it. I think it was AFSD movie or something. AFSD.
So, I imagine this was not always Dr. Octopus's story, right?
No, it's kind of close, actually.
Really?
Him experimenting on something, end up in an explosion, get fused to your spine.
Peter? Really? That was always that? I just...
No, but...
It seems a little more, like, detailed than I would have thought of such a classic villain being.
It's detailed, but this is not, like, out there.
Yeah.
It's the only difference is Peter Parker wasn't there as Spider-Man. But besides that, no, this is not unclose. Like, dude, this is his origin. Sandman's origin isn't even the same.
What about his wife here?
Okay, yeah, the wife thing is different, but Explosion, his, like...
The laser collection, says Seraphic Phantom.
Yeah, the laser collection. Okay, that's what...
I have to hurry. The containment field looks like it's buckling. I don't have time for subtlety. I just have to smash these power terminals until the reactor shuts down.
You're just bouncing around the room like a fucking ragdoll.
Alright. Okay. Got it.
Those plasma blasts are really dangerous. They have to be
God damn it!
This is kind of weird and random, honestly.
It's two. Fluctuation.
And so, Spider-Man became beef jerky.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I'm just glad we made it to the origin of Dr. Octopus, the main villain of the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we did way more side quests than we probably needed to. But Mysterio was kind of rad.
Just have to smash these power terminals until the reactor shuts down.
Don't wait for it.
Oh!
I'm just gonna wait.
That effect was just passing through you. Harmless.
Ah! God dang it. Alright, running.
You know, it's like a metaphor for how I felt when I used to teach children. I would get complacent. I would think everything was okay, and all of a sudden, fuck! I'm halfway across the room.
Oh, we're halfway there. Ah! I'm gonna stay over here, wait for it, and then I will be fine.
I don't have time for subtlety.
Dave will be fine.
Until the reactor shuts down.
Wait for it to expand, and wait for the lightning to hit me.
Oh, baby. Gotta wait for it to expand. And then, fuck! I guess just...
Time it better.
It's just it's extra funny because ragdoll physics are not realistic to how the human body works. I couldn't tell if you ragdolled or super jumped.
2. Fluctuate.
Super jump. No? Welcome back, Space Cadets, to Ragdoll or Super Jump.
Ragdoll Super Jump, where you can win prizes of a ragdoll or Mario.
You can tell whether Peter Parker is flailing about helplessly in the throes of plasma blasts, or if he is making deliberate jumps. You can win fabulous prizes.
The sad part about it is there's actually a ranged attack in this game.
Yeah. Wait, can you just like circle button that thing?
Those plasma blasts are really dangerous. I have to be careful.
Super jump? I don't know.
That's 2. Fluctuations are getting worse. I have to hurry.
Suspicious Spy says, "You got this, man." Do you got this?
I think I got this. The power of ragdoll physics are my worst enemy.
I have to hurry. The containment field looks like it's buckling. I don't have time for subtlety. I just have to smash these power terminals until the reactor shuts down.
Oh God! How did I do that?
I don't know. It's not quite Ganon is not kosher, but you know. It's getting close.
It's 2. Fluctuations are getting worse. I have to hurry.
I gotta wait for it. I gotta figure out the pattern.
Wink. I like how you kind of corrected yourself and then went back into ragdoll mode.
I almost had it.
You thought it was safe, but it was not.
This is annoying.
I was starting to form a Mojo Jojo's in there. Like, you thought it was safe, but it was not safe. That was not safe for you to move. You thought it might be okay and safe and unsafe, but not safe. It was safe, not safe for you to move. For Mojo Jojo. I can't do it.
It's very hard to do Mojo Jojo, right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe the voice actor who did him could ad-lib him, but...
Those plasma blasts are really dangerous. I have to be careful.
Of course, what that just makes me miss is,
It's 2.
Aku!
Fluctuations are getting worse.
The shape-shifting master of darkness. When I get into the zone, I feel like I can actually enunciate like Aku does. Long ago in a distant land, I, Aku, the shape-shifting master of darkness, unleashed an unspeakable evil upon the land.
But
a foolish samurai warrior rose to oppose me. He's got like the best enunciation ever. Rest in peace, Mako Iomatsu.
God dang it, I hate this level.
I'm learning to hate it too.
Because I hate the fact that the ragdoll physics just force you back, and it's just so annoying.
Oh, I know, you go flying for miles.
I don't have time for subtlety. I just have to smash these power terminals until the reactor shuts down.
You know, I'm suddenly reminded of the Super Smash Brothers mini game where you hit the punching bag with the home run the home run contest game. You can just do that with Spider-Man.
Fuck it. Die!
Whee! You just go and remove like the collision on the walls and put some lines to mark how far you fly.
wonder if I could actually go the opposite way.
Yeah, maybe if we take it slow.
Take it slow.
I have to hurry. The containment field looks like it's buckling. You don't have time for subtlety.
The containment field looks like it's
Smash the
fuckling.
power terminals until the reactor shuts down.
Spider-Man just has like a dirty mind. He's just a horny college student.
Fuck it, I'm just...
Okay.
I hate this level so much.
I can see that.
Alright, I can do this. I can do this.
I have to hurry. The containment field looks like it's buckling. You don't have time for subtlety. I just have to smash these power terminals until the reactor shuts down.
So you cannot spider dodge the main like force field.
Oh, fucking
fucked into a corner.
I almost got fucked into a corner, yeah.
Those plasma blasts are really dangerous. I have to be careful.
And I also learned I can wall crawl on a computer.
I mean, you can wall crawl and everything else.
Almost got it. Only one terminal left.
Okay, so
I'm gonna try and get.
Do you want to have a jump charged up, and then
I'm gonna try and learn how the pattern works. Because.
Okay, so it goes full big, small, lightning. Full big, medium, big, small, lightning.
Big again.
Good timing. Good. Ooh, except for that.
Yeah, but I did it.
Yeah, you did it.
I did it.
I finally did it.
What a mess. Dr. Octavius.
But yeah, besides Dead Wife,
sounds like an
and even then there's an arguable adaptation change here. In the comics, he actually did have a fiance before he became
Before he became Dr. Otto Octavius.
Yes.
Dr. Octopus.
Well, so the comic actually, there's this really great issue of Spider-Man Unlimited called Obituary for an Octopus, I believe it's called. I believe it's in Spider-Man Unlimited 3. Yeah, Spider-Man Unlimited 3. If you ever find that in a quarter bin or something, or like at a Comic-Con.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Watch. Look at how those textures are shaking.
Oh god, they are.
That's... You don't usually see that in anything beyond the PlayStation 1.
Maybe it's because of something.
Yeah, it has to do with like texture filtering.
Maybe something happened. Oh well. Anyway, yeah, I can see it. I'm just gonna go here. For some reason, I'm still getting the message of...
So Dr. Octopus is just like, it is a shame about my fiancé, but the tentacles have made me more popular than ever with the ladies.
Actually, it's a lot more sadder than that. So, anyway, I'm gonna mention something with this comic, was that this comic was made in the 90s, and it was during the AIDS epidemic.
Surrender immediately.
Yeah.
Come and get us, cop.
Nowadays, anyway...
Better stop.
During this whole thing, Spider-Man's like basically on like a routine thing for the for J. Jonah Jameson, and he sees Dr. Octopus stealing something, and he's wondering why he's stealing this, because it's like, this is AIDS medicine. What's going on? So, so during the story, Dr. Octopus is like trying to get something done, and Peter Parker's wondering what the hell it is. So, anyway, so during that whole thing, a guy is actually going over the story of Dr. Octopus, right? Like he's just like, well, you know, before when a supervillain attack happens, we write an obituary up in case he dies in the attack. So that way we have it right there. Kind of morbid, right?
In case the superhero kills them.
Our car's all shot up.
Basically. So he's going over
Most important for Punisher villains.
So he's going over Dr. Octopus's origin during this, and talks about how he actually had a fiance and, of course, an abusive childhood.
Yeah,
but
emotionality, yes.
But he had it in a different way than a lot. You see, he had a coddling mother who was upset that he got a fiance.
Oh.
So she told him to break it off. And he was so mad, he might have actually made her so upset that she had a heart attack from it. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's not the important part of the story. Anyway, he broke it off with her, right?
Yes.
Alright. So Spider-Man's fighting Doc Ock, and Spider-Man during this finds out that he's trying to cure AIDS. Like, full-out cure AIDS.
Wow.
And
sounds like something he should help Doc Ock with.
He didn't know, and Doc Ock fails anyway.
Oh.
Doc Ock's not telling him anything. He's just stealing shit.
It's your fault, Spider-Man.
Well, it's not
you
even
hindered my progress.
No. In fact, he doesn't even hinder his progress. Like, he keeps Spider-Man away from it. He just fails.
I mean, that's something very difficult to achieve. So.
And then the twist of the comic is that the reason he was trying to cure AIDS was that his girlfriend contracted it, and he was trying to figure out a way to save her.
Wow, that got dark and real.
Yeah. Doc Ock, everybody.
I mean, that's why Doc Ock's kind of the best villain.
Yeah. So that's why I think, like I said, she's a bit of a close adaptation to everything. You see, yeah, they did a whole thing where she contracted it from a botched transfusion.
Ooh.
Yeah. You know, this is the early 90s before that was really looked at. It was a different time, you know, and...
I heard that happened to the guy who played the Predator.
It happened to a kid who used to actually go to my, elementary school or something. There was this kid who had a disease that, affected his blood clotting, and he had a transfusion, and it ended up fucking him over because... really dark stuff there.
Yeah, we got really dark. So, I don't know if this is how we want to end our first live stream.
Remember, Dr. Octopus, everybody!
Doc Ock, everybody!
It got into... Sorry, we got a little dark and real there, but, yeah, that's what happened to Dr. Octopus.
Give an 8-armed round of applause for Dr. Octopus!
Give a round of applause for Darkest backstory! Woo!
You know... I don't know if it's right or wrong for comics to touch on certain things. You know, because on some hands they're like this pop culture, popcorn crunching, you know, fun time medium, and then other times, man, that crotch spin that you do when you're in the air is distracting.
It's true, but the whole reason... Anyway, look, Spider-Man and a lot of old comics like that used to try and tackle subjects like that to tell more sophisticated stories.
What's up?
And, you know...
Yeah, I don't know. Like, sometimes it's like popcorn crunching fun, and other times it can be used as a medium to actually discuss real issues.
Yeah. And let me put it this way, if you do it right, you can really create a story. And that's a story where Doc Ock doesn't cure AIDS because Spider-Man, like, fucked it up. Spider-Man didn't know what he was doing, and... Heck, at that point...
Everybody was just doing their best.
Spider-Man. And after that, Doc Ock just goes back to, you know, the regular...
Doc Ock.
Time to show you how things are done.
But other than that, it's not like he blamed Spider-Man for fucking it up. He failed, like, legitimately. Like, he figured out, he thought he found a cure, he tried to cure, and it didn't work.
Back to the car, on the double.
Man, we've been doing this, like, same canned event a bunch of times.
He's damaging the car.
It's true, but, you know, it's fun. And I get to
Looks
meet
like
people.
interference showed up.
What am I going to do?
Grab the health.
I couldn't, but
Wait,
now
really?
Now I can, I think.
There you go.
It's odd. There was a crook here, but he disappeared off the map. Well, I'll get him one day, and then I'll tell his family that I killed him.
Central Park.
It's Central Park. But yeah, like in all seriousness, I'm the man. I'm the Spider-Man.
Is there like a hidden value for your actual reputation in this game?
No, I wish.
Where you can swing you can swing public opinion in your favor?
No, the only time there's ever something like that is Web of Shadows, which is a good game too that uses very similar systems. It got, here's the thing, it's a game that a lot of people seem to love despite it not getting a great critical reception, like, a fantastic critical reception. A lot of people seem to love it, and I keep getting recommendations for it, so I want to actually go back and play it sometime. Except it still costs $60 for whatever reason.
Wait, when did it come out?
On the PlayStation 3.
Yeah, but like what year?
Oh, the first 2 years of the PlayStation 3's existence. Like, I'm talking about when they had, like, before they had the Slim.
Yeah, yeah.
Spidey! I need to talk to you!
Spidey! I'm just gonna flip in front of her and just be like, can you get... If you want my help, you gotta beat my sweet dance moves. Look up Web of Shadows, and... Whee! Sweet dance moves! Sweet dance moves!
Alright, let's see. Spider-Man, Web of Shadows.
Yo.
Is a
Spidey, I just
initial release date, October 21st, 2008.
I can't do it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Spidey.
So, yeah, that's, so
Now you're in trouble.
PlayStation 3 came out in, I want to say, 06? So, yeah, it was within those, like, 2 years.
Good hustle, but you lose points for stupidity.
Taking you down will make me a hero.
Yeah, that's a game that's gonna be fun to if we ever get to it, because guess what? That has like a black. So the morality system relies on what costume and set choices you do in that game. If you finish off people in the red Spider-Man costume, you do good, and in the black Spider-Man, okay. That it's not so much a choice between good and evil; it's a choice between being edgy and Spider-Man.
I mean, so many games, so little time, really.
Yeah,
it's true. We all have like lives to attend to. I would love to, you know, play like every game and put it on channel and be awesome, but definitely we gotta pick and choose as we've kind of been doing.
It's true.
Because there's definitely been a few suggestions we've made to one another at times where it's like, this would be great to play, but oh well, I guess we didn't. Missed our window of opportunity or something.
Yeah, well, there's actually one thing I want to do is that we do a morality choice game where between the good and evil choices we flip a coin on what we do during the game.
Check if he's a superhero.
Oh, see, what I would think would be fun is if we do it on a live stream,
yeah,
and we get the chat to vote on it.
I would love to do that, but I still want to do like what I like to call a two-face run.
Two-face, you just flip the coins.
Yes. I always wanted to do that with a game where it's like, oh, you know, you have to make.
We could go back and play like Telltale Batman like that.
Two-face choice. Well,
even more appropriate. Two-faces in that story.
It's true, but some of the choices are timed, so that's actually a little hard.
You just have like a really you keep it on your phone, like a coin flipper app.
True.
Yeah, that way you can do it really quickly.
Yeah. Actually, one of my favorite stories, the Arkham Asylum, Serious House on Serious Earth. I love how they try to cure Two-Face in that. Is that they give him a tarot deck to show that his choices aren't binary.
Is that where he becomes One-Face?
No.
Okay.
He's still Two-Face in the end, and he's forced to have to make a binary choice that kind of undoes it.
Well, so much for all that hard work.
It's true. Poor Two-Face. Forced to make binary choices. He's like a living BioWare meme.
Forced to make binary. Oh man, I have a few jokes I can make out of that I am not gonna.
It's true. Please don't. But now, like, Two-Face being forced to make, let's see, binary choices because he's Two-Face.
Well, yes. Moving on from Two-Face.
I'm fighting Mysterio bots.
Yeah, we're fighting flying Mysterio bots who, like, sort of remind me of certain drones from other games and also, like, goblin gliders.
They kind of do, but the Green Goblin's not in this game at any point, so...
Well, if they're following the movies, then that makes a lot of sense that he would just not be there.
Ah, God.
But what if they made, like, a movie version of the Hobgoblin?
I would love a movie version of the Hobgoblin, but that's a character that you need so much setup for.
Really? He's like an imitation goblin, right? So
yeah, that means you have to have the Green Goblin first.
But they had him in the first movie game.
Yeah.
First movie.
Well, okay. Like, I mean, I'm talking like a new version of him if I was gonna make it. The Okay, come on, I gotta hit him. There he is.
Locating targets in 3D space is a tricky business.
You guys.
Blam.
Blam, blam. But the thing with the Hobgoblin is you need a good setup for the Green Goblin. And then you gotta make it a mystery who the Hobgoblin is.
Yeah.
You gotta actually set up like a mystery movie where you have suspects,
on the news that
false red herrings, and a lot of shit. I think
okay, so Doc Ock comes to Lizard Man.
Kirk Connors.
Kirk Connors, yes.
Police? No.
Did this happen this way in the movie?
No, this is just, no, here's the truth of the matter. Anything that has nice cutscenes are movie. Anything that, like this, is game.
Oh, okay, so any of the FMVs are from the movie, even though they actually bothered to render 3D models for that, instead of taking footage from the movie.
Yeah. They probably didn't want to, like, take... They probably couldn't because of licensing issues, dude.
Yeah, I was thinking that, too.
Murderous arachnid Spider-Man. He killed Rosie. Destroyed my life's work in an instant.
I want him to do, like, hand puppets with them.
I want...
Like when it's talking, he does, like, a little ventriloquist thing, and it, like, clacks it open and close, like, clack, clack, clack.
Click, 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 click.
If I am a criminal, then I will act as a criminal to do what I must.
He has names for each of his tentacles.
Alright. Your name is Reed, Johnny, Sue, and Ben.
For Rosie.
And Ben always has to be a contrarian.
It's clobbering time!
Now, Ben.
Now, oh God, now I would love... God, I would love for a good multiplayer Fantastic Four game to exist. Look, I know.
Like, I saw some, like, Let's Play of, one of, like, the Fantastic Four video games based around the movies from the 2000s.
Yeah. Yeah, they were a thing. Movies that...
But, yeah, hey. So it's getting pretty late here. We should find a good endpoint for this.
We'll end it here at Doc Ock kidnapping Kirk Connors. We'll never see him again.
Sorry. I guess he'll need a power greater than Spider-Man's to save him.
He might have to turn himself into a lizard creature of some sort.
But, yeah. Thank you all for joining us, Space Cadets. Especially those of you who stuck it out all the way through.
Our terrible connection issues.
Yeah, through connection issues and rainstorms and bad ragdolls. It was a lot of fun. We hope you had a lot of fun too. And be sure to tune in next week, same time, same channel, where we're going to be playing Spider-Man on PlayStation 4. It's going to be awesome.
Also,
all right. Thank you and good night.
Good night, everybody.